So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to another thrilling scene for the Double Secret Werewolf game set in beautiful Duluth, Minnesota. And in this case, on the set of the Hearth's Fire, where in kind of that happy in between ground, that nice area where, the public housing has a big old porch and there's just over there, like right there is the beer garden. And in this happy place between alcohol and proper ovens, at least for the moment, there sits Charlotte. She has a table, she has a beer, God help her. And she has a really, really big pizza. Because why the fuck not? If she's really determined, she could eat the whole thing. And if not, she has an excuse to use it as a prompt to socialize. So for the moment, we'll say she's on part of the wraparound kind of section of the porch. Up at the kind of the open top of a broad set of steps going up, kind of a just one of those places you're naturally going to bypass, going point A to point B. And she has settled up in one of the porch chairs with her beer, with maybe a slice or two of pizza missing. Oh god, yeah, fucking balmy, 59 degrees out. Whew, that spring going on summer heat. Whew.
let me flip some of these pictures around. Is like Remy. Now Torn's got me saying it. Remy walks outside and he's like, oh, this is like nighttime weather during the day. Oh, this just won't do. He walks back in and he walks out again. There we go. It's better. All right. Hopefully no one saw that. Everyone saw it. Um, just brushes off his shoulders like there was literally anything on them. Okay, now I'm ready to set about the rest of my day after my midday completely wasted. And he belches just to let everyone know he's been consuming alcohol. Target locked on that fucking pizza. But because he's a ragabash, being straightforward isn't the answer here. No, the answer is to be circuitous. So he fucking goes into the bar proper, all right? He is in the bar. He's amongst the people. Yep, the people who've all started drinking before like fucking 5. Because it's Sunday. And he has the gall and the determination to order a cosmopolitan. Instead, what he's given is grain alcohol with blue food coloring. They did it wrong on purpose as a joke. So he walks out there with his clear glass mug of blue grain alcohol, which he takes a hearty sip of before he realizes it's blue grain alcohol. And the first thing Charlotte sees is this man standing on the patio where she has chosen to eat pizza outside in below 60-degree weather because fuck sense. Going, oh, that is brisk. That is a strong, strong colored drink that I have in my hand. Woo! He drinks more of it because while he may be a ragabash and while he may often question his surroundings, act like a borderline child of Gaia, he's a get of Fenris. And a challenge, a grain alcohol based challenge, has been put in front of him. And he is not the man to walk away from utter stupidity and alcohol poisoning. No. Besides, there's more important things at the moment. There's a fucking pizza, and it's right there. He stalks one way. He stalks the other way. He gauges the approach. He practices some of his facial expressions. Lion face, lemon face, And he walks up. Oh, hey, Raya, you said you wanted to talk to me today. Well, here I am. And he sits down at the table like nothing's fucking wrong with his blue grain alcohol.
Could Charlotte see every step of this fucking process?
I mean, probably. I doubt, like, she kind of X-ray visioned into the drink order, but she can tell what the fuck happened.
No, just kind of the backpedal back into the building, the saunter, the getting the booze, the realizing this was not the booze he thought it was, the lion face and lemon face. These are the things that truly matter. Oh. And yeah, by the time he sits himself down, I'm sorry, man, but she's still trying to recover from the lion/lemon faces. She just... did I?
Yeah, the other day, that hullabaloo kind of interrupted things, but feel like a few days later was the appropriate time to get it back on track.
I suppose so. It's kind of like just looking at him like, what are you even? Just kind of flaps a hand like, all right. Yeah, no, that checks out. And dare I ask, where Sylvie is while this is going on? Please tell me. Oh, no, I'm not muted. Is Sylvie muted? Oh, yep.
Yes, I was. You heard absolutely none of that, did you? Until
Well,
I
nope.
started coughing.
Nope. You entered with a sputter. It was of grand entrance.
Oh, damn it. Okay. So, Sylvie, for her part, she looks like she's making an effort. TM. She's wearing a sweater, light weather appropriate sweater. She's got her hair all nicely combed out. There's still something oddly feral about her, but she doesn't exactly look like a witch who just walked in out of the woods anymore. She will pop out of the beer garden with a ridiculously tall glass of mead in one hand, and a pizza in the other, and see Charlotte and just kind of sidle on over with food and mead. Do you mind if I join you, Raya?
No, there's plenty of table. She just kind of gestures like, yeah, there's a spot there even. Kind of, yeah.
She'll set her glass down and set her pizza down and give a nod to Raimi.
Hey.
So, new conditioner? Kind of like quirks an eyebrow. Vague little smirk.
I'm trying to put my best face forward, Raya.
Oh, I don't know. There's a good number of people on Sept who'd really go for the, There's a pause. Wild woman look. Sage nod.
Oh, I'm sure there are, Raya, but... well, let's be honest. I'm new. I don't know a lot of people here yet. And I need to put my best foot forward, and I can't exactly do that if I'm hiding in the Umbra all day talking to spirits.
I suppose not.
So here I am, peopling.
Top score. Look at you. You even look like people. Very convincing.
She smiles, and there's something a little predatory and off-putting about that smile. But it doesn't look threatening. It just kind of seems to be how her face works.
Maybe a glance back to Raimi. Does he already have like a slice of pizza in his mouth?
No.
I'm shocked and amazed. Yeah, she takes one look at him, kind of quirks her brow at the drink. You know what? Why don't you, she just kind of points down at the pizza. You should probably soak some of that up.
I mean, Raimi's not gonna like resist the idea of being given the pizza.
I learned a very, very long time ago not to ask the Fiannakin for fancy drinks. I have a shocking array of food color behind that bar.
I personally just wanted to see if it would happen.
There's just this helpless shrug of like, of course you did. Why wouldn't you? All right. Guess you saw what happened.
That I did as he drinks more of it.
It sort of looks like you're drinking a bottle of barbershop disinfectant in a cup.
Appealing
And it
comparison.
tastes that way.
You know, I was going to say Listerine, but I guess that's a little more green.
I mean, frankly, this gets a little better the more of it I drink, which is a bad sign as he keeps drinking it.
Yeah, probably have a few slices of pizza there, bud.
You don't. He has literally taken 2 slices of pizza and turned them into a sandwich by flipping one on the other.
No, hesitation set to 0. Sage nod. Well, mock sage nod. What kind of trouble have you been getting up to since you got here? Eyeballing Raimi in particular.
Oh, me? I've been doing fine.
I appreciate the artful dodge. And you? Ooh, I'm lacking, aren't I?
Oh, just trying to meet new faces, figure out who's who, what's what, who to stay away from, who to avoid.
It's kind of a brow quirk. We both get it, Fenris. She kind of shrugs. The only person you should be worried if you see them is the truth catcher. He doesn't come out of his office for anybody. Not unless there's a damn good reason.
Good to know.
Still kind of periodically eyeballing Raimi. If nothing else, his ability to eat a pizza sandwich is kind of...
You gave this fucking animal, this fucking Philistine creature, permissions upon your pizza. Right? Even if he wasn't a werewolf, a man that is sometimes a wolf, and the high grade calorie burn hashtag doctors hate him that fucking entails. Okay. He's still like a 20 some odd athletic dude. So he's going. The pizza is diminishing. It's probably its denizens are engaging in their apocalyptic logs as 1/8 of their territory goes away in record time.
Oh god. Yeah, she doesn't even reach for it again. She just. I mean, it's not new seeing a guru completely fucking demolish a meal. But it never ceases to be kind of entertaining to see the new ways that people find to shove food at rapid paces down their fucking gullet. But oh, she's pretty content. She sat back. She has the beer still in hand that she's idly nursing. Well, the both of you sound downright fucking innocent. But Chicleus, there's no way it's that easy.
I found there's little I can't address with a can-do attitude and a willingness to cooperate.
Do you always talk like a motivational poster?
He shrugs. He's got nothing.
I'm just waiting to one day come around the corner and find you dangling from a tree branch screaming, "Hang in there."
Oh, I really hope nobody throws me up a tree, please. No.
I meant, by your hands, maybe at jump up height, but I suppose that's equally plausible. Wouldn't be the first time.
There are definitely some personalities that don't mesh with my own, but I just do my best to avoid that.
You met Corey yet?
Oh, Cora's the best.
Oh, there we go. Oh, you'll be fine.
No, she's great. This is like the 4th day running where I'm the only person that gets partnered with her on the patrols anymore.
There's like that moment of like the figure starts to come up and then just goes back down. Oh, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
I mean, I can't see the issue. She's great company.
And she is positively fucking delightful.
He looks like he's totally with this idea. Like, yeah, she's cool.
How about you, Sylvie? Are you making friends? Kind of like sways the head over.
Yeah, I guess you could say so.
Not the most decisive answer.
I mean, do you ever really have friends, or do you have a bunch of people you owe some favors to and cooperate together for mutual benefit?
No, I dare say I definitely have friends. Sits back with a grin just because that's gotta be. She figures that's one of those things where it's like, I see your reasoning, but I'm just gonna take this monkey wrench because I'm sitting at Adrian level and I'm just gonna wing it in there.
Well, that must truly be a blessing, Raya.
Oh, they're not the only thing I have, but it's not as though they aren't available.
This is a much different place from home.
Very much. I won't say it's devoid of politics, but very different.
Ho ho ho! Yes, it is.
She actually sputters a drink on that. Just because that was abrupt. That was good. I see Marcel's got you log toting, Raimi.
I, I wouldn't say he directly has me doing that. I've engaged in some of that behavior on my own. He's a busy guy. But there's all kinds of interesting activities when it comes to him and Leaf, yes.
So he didn't start you with toting. You're not tromping up and down a hill.
That seems to happen periodically. A lot of different things actually seem to go on during those sessions. Of aside from the usual bare knuckle antics, valuable lessons all. I've had a lot of experience lately with moving heavy oblong objects from point A to point B, or in some cases throwing them.
Sounds about right. And you're already a guardian.
Yes.
Who nabbed you that?
The warder herself.
Oh, how about that?
Meanwhile, poor as I try to remember, poor Sylvie's just over there. Like, of course, the fucking Olsen got shoehorned in. Of course, he fucking did.
Wow, isn't that a treat? Getting tasks directly from the warder.
You know, I didn't see it coming, but it was one of those things where I just suppose some people are born great and some people rise to greatness and others. He puts a hand on his chest. There's no more of that grain alcohol, by the way. Others simply have greatness to thrust upon them.
How much of a bitch face is Sylvie making right now?
It's hard to tell. That big, ridiculously tall glass of mead is covering her face, but he is getting the squinty eyes.
We're just gonna pretend that this mug of beer is popcorn, and Charlotte's just gonna sit back and watch this happen. At least for the moment. Because let's face it, Raimi is obviously sauce, so this is about to get hilarious. Or so she bets.
Well, I suppose we could always have a competition.
Now, what kind of competition are you trying to propose to me on this, a day where we've been treated to pizza? He's eaten most of the pizza.
He literally got 6 slices of pizza. She'd eaten about 1.5 when he sat down. She just didn't even try to get another piece.
I mean, could be a pizza eating competition, but you've already got a head start on me, so that wouldn't exactly be fair.
No, I suppose not.
Gotten the head start on the drinking, too. Side glance is so real.
He is completely fucking ignorant of your side glance, madam.
I mean, she's doing it to Sylvie because she wants to see what she comes up with. It's like, come on, buddy. You can do it.
Sylvie will put her hand in her chin. She'll give this some thought. Well, I suppose if we wanted to determine which of us is destined for greatness, we could make a competition out of finding those great deeds and doing them.
And the brow quirk.
That seems kind of oblique and subjective, but I'm listening.
What I'm suggesting is, because it wouldn't be necessarily fair to judge the greatness of a Ragabash by the greatness of a Theurge, or vice versa. We'll set out to do a task that would be of great benefit to the Sept. And the person who completes it first is the winner.
He's just looking like, go on.
That's it.
There'll be a glance over. Are you proposing you both try to accomplish the same task, or each pick a task of your own and see which earns the greater recognition or is completed first?
Yes. That would make it more interesting, Raya. She'll nod.
I will take that to mean the latter. She sits back, still smiling.
Brayman doesn't even know, look like he knows where he is. Like, what am I agreeing to? We're just gonna go kill some guys, right? That's fine. But great. So this is like a Legolas and Gimli type deal.
You could put it that way.
Well, okay, but I still say the elephant counts for more than one.
If you manage to fell an elephant, I would be truly impressed. And
mean,
also possibly horrified why someone took you to a zoo to slay an elephant.
Yeah, I'm starting to think on that, and as much as I would enjoy the challenge, killing an elephant seems needlessly cruel.
And I'm sure the zoo would be.
And needlessly
Beside
dangerous.
They would take some umbrage with that, I'm pretty certain.
Let's put the elephants aside on this one, I think. Have you, glancing over to Sylvie, had the chance to make sure he knows what the Sept even needs yet?
Well, no, Raya, but if he is getting directions directly from the warder, he should have a good idea, shouldn't he?
Of how to walk a patrol? Like he's told to?
I've learned this is a large sept.
I do seem to remember you saying something about making sure that you'd catch him up.
Ah. We haven't had the chance yet.
The hands splay like, well, my lady.
So, Raimi. Charlotte has told me a few things about the Sept that are probably worth you knowing if you haven't already been told by the warder. About
You don't know where Remy got the beer from. You only looked away for a moment.
about the threats currently being faced.
I've heard a thing or two from around.
A thing or two. Well, what do you know?
We are apparently being besieged by another guy in Sept. That much has become rather clear. There's a lingering issue with Black Spiral Dancers. A dash is something else I'm not too clear on yet, but
You said about half a pack left of spirals. Was that right, Charlotte?
I did mention that there was roughly half of the original pack remaining and gone thoroughly to ground in tunnels under the city. I haven't seen one of them poke their noses out, well, at the very least, since the loss of the Black Blade, nor since the arrival of the Horned Rats and whomever else. Kind of looks a hand.
And then, of course, the other guy in Sept fighting over our territory seems to be moving as at least one motorcycle gang out in the city.
Sorry if that was something for me to respond to. I was typing for a moment and I totally missed it.
Oh, no, I just I had to stop a chair being taken for a walk. And there's some issues down at the docks. And where else did you say, Raya? Places in the Umbra to avoid?
Umberly, in particular, though even in the Tellurian at this point, there's a lot of bleed. Ticks off on one finger. The docks, certainly. And ticks on the other finger, the northern part of the city. In fact, just north of the city. But that is something best sought in detail from the Rights Master. He has more details than I do. But yes, considerably dangerous. There are things going on in the Emperor that have all of the Theurges upset, put it lightly.
well, damn. At a minimum, it does sound like we're going to have our hands full for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, you could say so. There's, yes, the spirals, though for the moment they seem to have their heads down. There's whatever is happening in the Umbra, which I mean to look in on more thoroughly. And naturally, there is, well, the proverbial siege being laid. They were able to strike a number of Gru and Kinfolk owned properties, tagging, destroying, vandalizing. They attacked a number of Gru and Kinfolk themselves, taking several of the Kinfolk, only some of whom have been recovered, and attacking lone Gru, thoroughly humiliating them and leaving them, well, in that state within our own protectorate.
Maybe it doesn't look like he has like a witty comeback for that. That's just sad.
Naturally, the current highest interest is on the recovery of the Kinfolk. There are still several out there. We didn't see them in the place where we recovered the first two, which means they're holding them. She kind of gestures vaguely off across the city, just about anywhere. We're also missing two Guru. Two of the Glasswalkers are taken. They were able to get into the Guardian net. She kind of points at Raimi, assuming, which, if you don't have access to already, you most certainly will in due time. But the point of concern is that they knew exactly where to go, exactly where to strike. And they knew me by name at a glance. First time I'd ever seen them. Theoretically, the first time they'd ever seen me, at least face to face. So, they're getting information somehow. On who we are, where we are, what we care about. Everything from places held by Adrians, simply as a consolation and a pleasure, to the pack house held by Cora's pack, actually. She kind of looks over at Amy.
He nods. Looks like he's not going to interrupt you while you data dump on him.
So it's a point of issue that we need to figure out how they're getting the information. We need to figure out where they're keeping our kinfolk. We need to figure out where they're keeping our submates. We need to recover them, and then we need to chase them off our fucking territory, tails between their legs.
All right.
looks thoughtful for a moment while she makes her way through another slice of pizza. Raya, I don't suppose the Glasswalkers could have given them access to the Guardian Net.
In theory, anyone with access to the Guardian Net could have given them access to the Guardian Net. Which means a number of members ranked in the Sept, any of the Guardians, or considering, she kind of displays her hands, that there are a number of Bonars and Glasswalkers, and God knows, I'm sure Ragabashes, in that intruding forest. There's a pleasant little smile. It's not pleasant at all. For all I know, they pulled it out of thin air. But it literally could be anywhere.
And if it's a spy within, it wouldn't necessarily look like someone is accessing it who shouldn't be accessing it.
I imagine not. At this point, the Guardian Net has been completely reconfigured, rehashed, resecured, and I haven't seen any further evidence of information getting out. But then again, we've only had one encounter since then, and the only point of interest is that where we expected one pack, there were two. But she kind of thinks about it for a moment, mulls it over. I don't know that any members of the Guardians are involved in that, really. No, I don't think so. I think that was just bad luck. I'll have a think on it. She kind of puts her brow.
Well, if it's bad luck, I suppose nothing can be done about it.
Exactly. If they got access, I mean, she kind of waves a hand. All things considered, they have two of the Glasswalkers, one of whom was certainly a Guardian in hand. All they'd have to do is get a hold of her electronics before she could completely scrap them. Or get her to tell. Not that I would suggest that Perfidy would ever do such a thing willingly, but after a long enough period of time, people break down. It's not something I'm considering a viable answer, so much as a point. Friendly ruffles her hair. For all I know, they had spirits about the city, following members of the Sept as they walked around. Plenty of us have purebreed, plenty of us have significant detectable breeding, plenty of us are touched in the Umbra, and I imagine it makes us more identifiable.
At least to others of our kind.
No, that is what we're up against. And potentially spirits employed by them. Or people employed by them. There's kind of a helpless shrug.
The spirit angle I can work. I'll need to make some friends, but I think I can manage.
sure you coordinate. From what I understand, the Theurges have various preferred types of spirit, keeping a lookabout, so that where one might be readily detectable, another might not. Coordinating your efforts ensures that they don't misidentify what you're doing.
Of course, Freya. So, you're aware. I was thinking of making friends with some of the ducks.
I think it's a corked brow.
Duck spirits are fairly chatty, usually. Talk a lot about what they've seen, what they know, stories they've heard. It's a little bit like listening to a small child that's excited to have someone treat them like an adult and engage them in conversation. So the trick would be determining what information is relevant, what information isn't, and following up on that. It could give us some solid leads.
Glance over at Raimi. And for what it's worth, in case you haven't already gotten the heads up, no lone wolfing it in town. Not without someone at least knowing where you're going. These
I
guys
wasn't
can pop out of
considering it.
nowhere. She nods. Not to sound like a hard ass, but seriously, these guys can pop out of nowhere.
Right.
And at this point, I'm pretty sure all the Cleoths have some Google Doc or telepathic connection or, I don't know, big album of pictures, so you shouldn't have trouble picking up who's who.
Not particularly, no.
Well,
Have you ever
at
been to
least
this
there's
table?
that.
Rami looks the most decompressed.
He is drink.
Yes.
He is blue drink.
Yes. No more cosmopolitans, which, by the way, in case people thought that I, the player, was a completely uncultured fucking savage, I know the cosmopolitans aren't blue.
Oh, goodness. Actually, fuck it, let's do this.
I just hate that error.
I appreciate you immensely.
This werewolf game brought to you by random people playing a tabletop game. We don't have an official sponsor, and I'm not about to imply we do. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's only one tabletop game that is in any way sponsored or endorsed by White Wolf or anything that's now essentially White Wolf. I don't keep track of who's at the head of what. But what I do know is there is maybe one game, if not one or two, that are sponsored in that fashion. And let me tell you, it's not us.
And you know what? Just to simplify things here, as this somber, kind of slow conversation peters along, Charlotte will abruptly just kind of sit up a bit, kind of perk up, glancing over, and begin to flail one of her arms up and around, waving like an absolute fucking moron, because the whole arm wave catches people's eyes, even if they're walking way over there. Goes, "You're back!"
Said individual walking way over there. Attention is definitely caught. Whether she wanted to get caught seems a little uncertain, but there's a very curly head kind of bobbled. For now. And she will approach. The for now being via the pack link. Yeah. He has arrived.
Well, I would offer you pizza, but alas, the masses have made short work of it.
Rami waves.
There is a splay of the hand between Raimi and Sylvie. Hey, look, we have new people. Please. One from the Court of Wisconsin, points to Sylvie, and one from, I want to say it's Last Hope, Drake's company. Gestures, well, further, but more recently from Drake's company, kind of flaps a hand towards Raimi.
Let's not mischaracterize things. I was never part of the Drake's company. I was simply passing through.
She returns the really enthusiastic wave with a kind of a hesitant, like, finger wiggle and just keeps looking around and like, blinking really hard.
On the third blink, Grammy has a kebab. You don't know where he got it from.
That gets a weird look, but she's not arguing. I mean, no one argues with kebabs. Weird heretics maybe argue with kebabs. And then she just looks over at Charlotte and kind of, like, tilts her head. Yelena.
Just kind of a gauging look. How is she feeling in the link, if at all, if she's leaking anything or expression-wise? Or is she just kind of stiff with expectation?
Slightly lost, but seems to suspect. Clearly readjusting to being reattached to the link again from wherever it is that she's been.
There's a little bit of a kind of sympathetic grimace and a shake of the head.
I mean, she nods. She died getting back some of the kinfolk that were taken lately. And keeping me from getting taken the same way.
Of course she did. That is the way of life for us.
Yeah.
Is there a grave to visit?
You couldn't get the body.
Spirals.
No.
No?
Oh. The, you're just fresh back, aren't you?
About half an hour ago. I stopped to look at the bees.
Yeah, she kind of just gestures off to a seat next to her. They're kind of set on, like, you know how there's, like, the big porch on the public housing and some patio furniture and whatnot? They're all kind of plunked around a table or two. Charlotte is clearly set there like she is set. She has put down roots. She'll never leave. And has, like, about half a fairly large kind of tankardy style glass of beer left. With the other two, I assume, just kind of perched around. But she'll gesture to one of the seats next to her. We undertook a mission with the Lawless after... Oh, Jesus, I need to go back further than that. There have been sightings and suspicions for ages, but no concrete evidence. And all at once, we got hit. Pack houses, businesses that some of us owned, that the kinfolk owned. They didn't hit the Sept, but they hit some of us. They've disappeared a good handful of kinfolk. They took Perfidy, they took Shadow's Web, and they are theoretically Gaian. Seems like a mix of Bonars, probably some Glasswalkers, and Shadow Lords. Apparently they come from St. Cloud.
So we are at war.
In our own protectorate, no less. It hasn't been as direct as war. They came in, they vandalized, they tagged, graffiti. I mean, shit, they tagged me with graffiti. She'll get a tiny leak of the bitterness there. It was gruesomely humiliating.
It's still war. And she'll kind of give Raimi and Sylvie kind of like an apologetic look, like, I feel like this is not how you wanted to spend your afternoon. I'm sorry.
Maybe he's just eating his kebab and drinking his beer like, ha, don't mind me.
Sylvie will she'll get up. She'll look at you know, Raya. I think I might go get another couple pizzas.
Yeah, let's go get those pizzas. You need more than the two hands you've got to carry them.
Oh yes, thank you so much for your help, Raimi. I could use the help of a nice, strong Cleith like yourself.
Hey,
And
far be it from me to refuse to assist another child of Fenris. And he puts his arm around her shoulder, start walking off.
There's a moment where she leans and she goes, "How drunk are you?" It's on a scale of a normal Sunday afternoon to waking up passed out in a gutter.
Buddy, pal, I haven't spent a Sunday sober since my first change.
Ah, well. And she'll just kind of scootle off inside to get a few more pizzas.
I'm not gonna lie. The intensely flagrant nature of that escape rope, it brings just a tiny bit of mirth back to Charlotte's expression, because that was hilariously obvious.
Valenthe is also amused. It's just, her expression just says, really? But really?
And she will kind of shrug and slump a little bit. I suppose as long as they bring enough to share. Oh yeah. No, they two of the kinfolk, Zuri's sister, Corey? Cora? No, Corey. Corey and Cole were both recovered on the mission with Yolanda and the Lawless. They had them holed up in one of the developing neighborhoods out northeast of town. Funny thing, construction had been put on pause. I can't fucking fathom why. Like I said, I'm sure there are glass walkers in there somewhere. They wouldn't have been able to get this close without them. There's no way. But we got the two kinfolk we found back. I don't know where they're holding the other ones. I don't know where they have Perfidy or Shadow's Web. I don't even know if they're still alive, though I imagine their packmates would tell us if they weren't. It's not as if Unan Snow doesn't have plenty to worry about already. She's kind of ruffling her hair. I wish I could have come back with better news, but I don't think I'm done yet either. Still, I'm here, so hopefully that counts for something. You obviously need spare hands. I need all the hands I can get. She kind of glances after the other two. We will give them a camera shift in a moment, but first, level on one's Therge. Both got. She's brought up in Wisconsin, so kind of comically polite. But all in all, not bad. She's got an edge in there that, very driven. And that one is fucking hilarious under Ragabash. I know that she was brought here by Jasper. And Grey Fox came. Sorry you missed them. But he did say they wanted to send us one of their most ambitious, very up-and-comer, and implied as much for the pack as for the Sept. I don't know Raimi's deal, really. I just know that he got as far as Drake's company, and they decided he needed to keep going north. But on the bright side, Eric and Torvi came with him. They're staying for a day or two. That's always good. As for the Grey Fox, I am always torn between whether I wish to hug the man or shake him, although I think neither would actually go well for me. I mean, I feel like you hug Grey Fox at your own risk, really. Precisely. But yeah. So there's all of that. The rest of the spirals. We got the Black Blade. Good. But the last 3, maybe 4, have gone to ground completely. And we're going to be doing some looking. She actually switches to Packlink. We're going to be doing some looking around what's going on north of the city. Apparently, that weird spiritual corruption, disease, whatever you want to call it, has been spreading, and it's started affecting people. They found some in the Umbra. I was afraid of that. Yeah. And now I think the Court of Wisconsin is noticing the effect too, which is not good. I may make a trip there soon. I also get the impression it's head up where Long Shadow is, north of Wolfsmall. Apparently there are some real freak snowstorms going on up there. going to have to do a lot of checking out. The hard part is figuring out where we stand on getting our kin and our sepmates back. Because we have to look into this before it keeps spreading. But I really don't like the idea of leaving when there's a threat on our front door.
No. No, indeed. That is
Just-
always the struggle, is which war fronts do you fight first?
One is spreading and one is trying to break in the door. Neither one is good to leave for long. She finally does it, the very characteristic kind of face rub. On the one side of her face, not on the scarred side, because that is weird and tender and she doesn't like poking it.
She has noticed the scar, by the way, and just hasn't said anything. There was like the brief, like, okay, well, that's there. It is good that you have a Theurge who is capable of being more present.
I mean, I don't have her yet.
As persuasive as you are.
Damn it, I just looked at the side chat. Why? Just for fun, let's do a brief camera switch because I just want to see this stupid shit going on over there with the two of them. Camera 2.
Holy wow, that was intense and awkward.
Yes, it was. But
Oh my God. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm kind of plastered, and even I could sense that you could have cut the tension in the air with a soup spoon.
soup spoon. Yeah. Probably
you
even
know-
a breadstick.
You know, I understand that like there's umbral resonance, right?
Yes.
Like, so do you know the sound that tension makes when you try to cut it in the air? Is it like a soupy sound? Does it like leave you feeling a little dirty and like you want to leave a room afterwards?
It's you know when you're in the shower and you've washed your hair and you think you've got all the soap out because you don't see anymore, but you can still feel that slippery, filmy stuff on your scalp.
Yes, I'm very familiar with that.
It's like that, but everywhere. All
Oh.
in that general area. Yeah.
Oh, no
Ugh.
wonder people flee.
Yes, indeed. That being said, we did promise pizza, so
I mean, they're going as fast as they can. They just have the one oven.
that's true. But I was thinking maybe be a little extra, get some breadsticks, bring out some beers. It seems like the sort of conversation that beer would be. What's the word I'm looking for?
All right, additional alcohol, fuel for the fire. Somebody's gonna ugly cry tonight.
Beer might make it go smoother.
He just smiles as he drinks straight from the pitcher.
Sylvie will poke one of the people and ask if they could have a basket of those delicious, wonderfully smelling breadsticks and 4 beers. Beer, just
4 beers.
a nice, simple draft beer.
Make
And,
that 2 pitchers, guy.
Yeah, two pitchers is probably better.
Hey, we're young and we're growing. We need the vitamins.
They hand you the fucking beer, like yeah. You know, it's that kind of slide over. They probably heard this rhetoric about 1 million times from many different get.
Like it's just like I can only imagine the dead-eyed look on the waitress's face.
Let me get it for you. There you go. That exact look you give.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. I really do appreciate the prompt service here. Speaking of which, when I left the last time, I almost forgot to leave a tip, and that would be uncouth. And so he just doles out the tip right then and there.
She takes it. She finally cracks a small, the glint of realness in the fake waitress smile. Of, oh, you actually gave me the money. Excellent. Money. And she walks away. You see the big hairy guy over at the bar. See that Charlotte man here recognizes him. These three are in a corner as well. Although the cub is more scooting in beside Cora, being happy to be let in on this. These two are just chilling themselves at one of the bars. They're looking a bit anxious, but they kind of pitter around. Yeah, that's the bar.
All right, Sylvie, have you seen the room yet?
Yeah, I recognize a couple faces.
Exactly.
Belting.
All right. Like that. See that big dude over there who looks like he could possibly, in a post-apocalyptic situation, escort one person across America in spite of all of the obstacles and hostile groups set against them? That's the Den Father.
Really?
Oh yeah. The waitress kind of looks like him a wee bit, so that scares the living shit out of me. Good thing I'm a tipper. Oh, I cussed again. Darn it. And he pulls out like a small paper envelope that just says for home and puts one of his own dollars in it and then puts it back. Gotta send it back to the swear jar on the ranch. Anyway.
There's no attempt whatsoever to hide the amused smirk that crosses Sylvie's face. That shows some a fair bit of teeth, nice sharp teeth.
Speaking of which, there's Cora and poor Charles, who I had left such a lively impression on. Oh boy, oh that was a real hullabaloo.
Yes, it was, but it didn't go dishonorably.
Well, certainly went a certain way.
Sideways.
Though I do not know. Yeah, I do not know who those two are. Do you know who those two are?
I recognize that one. She'll point to the one with the purple hair. I caught a glimpse of her on Beltane. The other
Yeah. Your arm wrestling cub got the better of me when I was busy trying to eat a bratwurst midway. Pride cometh before the fall, I guess. No, I was talking about those two girls over there.
I don't think I've encountered them.
This would not be the time to approach, though. You see that? Do you see that with like your eyes? They look nervous. You should never approach even a fully blown gaggle of women when they look nervous. He says to like the female guru next to him.
She'll give him a look. Yes, sage wisdom that.
Well, I guess there will be other opportunities for me to inquire about the health and well-being of my fellow sepmates, but those two will have to wait for a time where they're more mellow. Just nods to himself, still holding his pitcher of beer like it's a fucking regular mug.
Or you could follow this line of thought. I also am a female, and I might be able to speak with them. We might be able to figure out what's going on.
Well, we have to do something while we, how do I put this? Wait on those pizzas. Okay. I tell you what. I'm going to go see how my pal Cora's doing, and you are going to go figure out what is going on over there, because I am inquisitive and I'm ready to learn, but I do not want to scare kid folk. I can't tell.
All right. You go check on your buddy Cora. I'll go find out what's going on with those two.
And Raimi's dumbass just go like, "Hey, Cora."
Yeah, Cora and Charles seem to be having a quite like a. And then like Cora looks up, gives the enthusiastic wave. The cub kind of slinks down in the chair as if like, yes, I am stuck here, but they can't see me. Charles will just shift up a bit comfortably. You can tell like Cora just will look up brightly and wave. It's like you can tell they were talking about something, and then it's like, oh, there's a person. We're changing topics and addressing the person. But Cora will give him a wave. Like, yeah.
Raimi sits down with his fucking pitcher of beer.
Hello.
Hey, pal, how you doing?
Pretty good. Enjoying the music. It's pretty nice.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just waiting on a couple pizzas to cook up at the moment. And Charles, I'm sorry about the impression I made when I careened into you.
It's all right. I'm used to Drunket being Drunket.
Well, in that case, I didn't really have a lot of choice in the matter. I'd simply been bashed off the side of that Adrian's shoulders like I was a fucking pinball.
I noticed.
And then he reaches in and puts the dollar in the...
Charles just kind of gives an eyebrow raise and just nods to himself like, yes. That is, well, it happens. Don't worry about it. It gives you the big Adrian pat, like, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, he's emulating his superiors by patting too hard.
It kind of shifts uncomfortably. And Meanwhile, Cora's just kind of doing her own little sage bop up and down like a fucking pigeon. That is literally what it looks like. And the cub is just sitting there staring at her, just confused frown on her face as she sips on her soda, sadly.
Oh, who's hiding back there? I recognize you.
You do? I didn't do it. Whatever it was, I did not do it. I didn't do it.
You're the.
I did not do it.
You're the little lady who surprised me the other day. I gotta tell you, you gotta keep your eye on this one. You take your eye off her for 1 second, bam! The arm wrestling match is over.
Oh yeah, arm wrestling match. Yeah, I remember that. She look over at Cora, who's giving her like the zoom in stare. Like, did you? She's like, yeah, arm wrestling. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I took my eye off her for 1 second. I got to admit, I was being a little prideful, being a little showboaty, and she took full advantage of that. Before I knew it, all was done. She was the victor. It's pretty fun stuff.
Yeah, I'm used to drunk guys boasting, so I took advantage.
Raimi, who is a drunk guy, seems to be in great spirits about this.
It's pretty easy, really, when you think about it. All they do is they'll start telling you about various things, and next thing you know, he's going to start talking about his family. Give it about another drink. Slowly sips her soda through the straw, like.
Well, unfortunately, we're not quite at that level of knowing each other yet. I can't just tell everybody about the folks.
No, you're not that level of drunk. Okay, that's fine. That's actually quite relieving. Yeah.
He gives her a small wink, and as he glances over to Sylvie, we'll see how she's doing in her mission.
So, Sylvie, as we transfer our camera over with the little Get a Fenrir sign appearing on the screen, as you eventually emerge, you know, screeching like a baby as you're walking over. Yeah, you'll see these two. They seem to be chatting. Like they have those, you know, the fucking things with the drinks with the plants in them that you can like pull out and eat as well. Is weird. I don't know what they're fucking called. I can never remember, but it's two of those. You can hear them as you're coming over. It's like she hasn't come out of her room in like 2 days. What do you want me to do? Go in there? No, I'm just saying she hasn't come out of the room yet. Yeah, well, just lost her fucking cousin, Olive. Yeah, but you know, and they like look over as you kind of are there, and they're like, oh, like one of them's mid doing it with the Bloody Mary, and she takes a bite of it. It's like, hi.
Hi, ladies. Sorry to interrupt. Do you mind if I join you?
No.
And she'll settle in and offer a hand in introduction. I'm Sylvie Everson.
They the first one, the one with the kind of more tied up hair, will lean over and we'll look over as she like shakes her hand. Phoebe next to us, and the other one will introduce her as all of the ladies.
Pleasure to meet you both.
They smell distinctly Black Fury. You can even smell it. You're like, oh, I know that smell. Do you know what I mean?
Is it? Before I go any further, Torn, is this like a kin-owned place that's
On Sept, yeah.
it's on
It's owned
Sept?
by-
Okay.
It's owned by. It is owned by Guru.
Okay.
It is the Oak Bark Beer Garden. That's what it is. In the Sept locations, you see it.
Yes, I see it. Okay. So, So seeing as that's the case, she'll go ahead and give a proper introduction. I'm Half Moon of the Get Fenris. I'm here. Hello.
Hello.
Fucking obvious. Rattlesnake is obvious, just kind of like boinking his head up every now and again, like, "Boop. How's she doing? I can't tell." Boom.
They're talking in female.
Ugh.
The most
I don't-
mysterious part.
I understand combat, and I understand the pride of the Viking people, but I have no idea what the fuck women are thinking.
Charles will lean over. You know who those two kin are? They're Black Furies. She's very brave for going over there. It's a Get woman, a Black Fury woman. It's like two
I mean-
opposing titanian struggles of womanhood.
Look, they're all people, all right? And
I'm
Look-
just saying, look at them. Look at the body language. Look at them. It's like two. You ever watch David Attenborough?
yes, I've seen David Attenborough.
Look at it. Social
mean-
circles are beginning.
They are, and I'm not gonna lie to you, Charles. I mean, Silver Fangs appreciate a certain degree of unity amongst the people, correct?
Yes, that's what we Silver Fangs do. unity and all that.
That is,
He takes a slow swig of his beer.
look, or if those two are kinfolk, I'm willing to overlook cultural differences for the sake of unity. I'm going to put it that way.
She could be just trying to hit on them
She could be.
for the sake of unity.
Which-
and all that.
For the sake of unity. In which point, Godspeed to her.
I mean,
But if-
like I said,
but-
look at it. It's like a nature documentary.
Look, I'm just saying, if there is a chance and they seem receptive to the presence of a Geta Fenris, I would like to be that present Geta Fenris. And he gives this look over, like, almost in this moment of hyper masculinity, he'd kind of forgotten that these two female guru were there at the table with him.
Yeah, Cora just kind of leans over. What are you two doing? Charles like, nothing. We are talking about Arun things with the Geta Fenris, Cora. Isn't that right, Remy?
Yes.
And you see, I killed them like this, you see, Remy.
It was very brave of you. It was a very risky maneuver.
It was. I had to analyze the situation correctly for the political alliance that we're forming. Yes. Take a
Very
swig, drink of beer.
Very important work. And he nods and drinks from his literal pitcher.
Yeah, back to Sylvie. If Junkyard has finally gone, stop bringing me your babies.
Yeah. So she'll go ahead and give a proper introduction. Half Moon. Geta Fenris. I've come here from the court of Wisconsin.
The one name Olive just gives you the cool. Do you know what I mean? She just smirks as she takes a drink of her Bloody Mary. We're kinfolks. We have no idea what that means.
Oh, well, it means I come from down south.
Oh, that's the one named Phoebe just goes. That's nice. Suppose it's nice down there.
I mean, ish. It's a little bit warmer, and well, it's not quite as hospitable as here. Let me put it that way. Everyone I've met so far here has been so lovely and warm compared to what I'm used to. Not really sure what to make of it.
I mean, it's a Geta Fenris place. I imagine all you Geta Fenris have Geta Fenris circle meetings. Phoebe will say she's twirling the drink, taking a good hefty, ooh, girl, that is way too much of that. Ooh. But maybe you all have your little circle meetings. Do you have those?
If we do, I've not yet had the pleasure of participating in one or finding one.
To lean over, do you stand around in a circle and talk about Viking things?
No, we usually stand around in a circle and watch two people settle their differences with fists.
Olive just nods like a Viking.
Yes, but it's not really talking.
It's kind of talking, Phoebe will say, with your fist.
Yes.
Phoebe takes out the little notebook out of her bag and starts writing it down. Talking with your fist. She takes another hefty drink.
What about you? Don't you have tribal meetings?
Kind of, I suppose, but we're not usually in the tribal meetings because the Gru have them. But we have different types of things, so depends really.
Oh, so Like a kinfolk knitting circle?
Maybe. Just as a smile. You could consider it that. All of lean over. It's more like a knitting circle, really. Like we all sit around knitting about things. It's not just one big lost pit, no matter what everybody says. There's no lesbian orgies all the time. I don't know where everyone got that rumor from. It's not that. Although we do have parties, but like I said, it's not 24/7 orgy.
Well, I wouldn't imagine if there were, you'd never get anything done.
Oh, you can get a lot of things done in an orgy. All of smile.
Oh, I'm sure, but things that get done in an orgy, you're.
Depends
They're
on the
not-
orgy.
Eh,
Depends on the orgy. You can see a lot of political negotiations going on in an orgy.
yeah, you can also do some negotiating with spirits.
Sure you can. I'm not one of the weird people that goes across to the spirit thing, so I'm not going to comment on that.
I mean, that's fine.
People lean over, but you obviously do.
I do. And
Mhm.
I have.
Well, that's good to know that you like orgies with freaky deaky spirit things.
They're a useful tool. Right up there
Mhm.
with tea that, quite frankly, tastes like ass. I would much rather participate in an orgy.
Nods again, seems to be writing something down.
But I couldn't help noticing you two seem to be a bit distressed looking.
Just an eyebrow raise from all of them. Phoebe just kind of bops to some of the music. Maybe we are, maybe we're not. Who knows, really? Well, especially when you have drinks like this in a bar like this, it's not even. They just both shake their head.
Well, I'd just hate to think that you were being messed with by some guru that didn't know how to treat kinfolk proper.
The one named Phoebe will tilt her head to the side. Now, why would you assume that?
Well, not everyone takes their duties to their kinfolk as seriously as the Get do.
I see.
One of the finer points of Fiona is that they do, at least with their own.
Do we look like Fiona?
You look more like Furious to me, but I don't suppose that means that you couldn't be associated with the Fiona.
She'll lean over. You don't talk to girls, do you? Smirking.
Not often, no.
That's why I'm not going to slap you. Smirking. Olive just kind of puts her hand over her face, like pulls Phoebe's hair back, like, Phoebe?
Look, I'm new, and she kind of tilts her head from side to side, cracks her neck. Ill-adjusted. Get made some comments about gaggle of women sitting around looking tense, uneasy, disturbed, and how those are.
Someone's talking about us.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
She'll just point out that awesome boy over there. No, he's.
And meanwhile,
Really?
Raimi, who thought that he was gonna fix this situation's coming over. Just oh, she looks like she's running into fucking trouble. I better go.
Walks over like ladies.
Yeah, in fact, In fact, corner.
Oh no!
He walks
No.
over and just says, "Oh, hey,
Oh
hello, ladies. I see you've been entertaining my companion over here. Many thanks. You two look like great company, but I think our pizzas are just about ready."
Oh no!
Oh, are they?
Okay, all right, Remy, I'm so sorry. When she comes over, like, ladies, people stand up and like right in the nose, like right in the bridge of your nose.
Yeah, his head whips back and he takes a couple stutter steps backward. Oh, ow. Oh, that stings.
Like fucking Olive like darts in between you and Phoebe, you know, like immediately
Oh.
pushing Phoebe back, like, oh, Phoebe, let's
Oh.
not do that. Oh, Jesus, I am so sorry. She's like, you know,
It's fine. It's not the first time I've been struck in the face and probably won't be the last. I think I'll leave you two to your own business.
Phoebe will be like, next time you fucking open your mouth about us, I'll get my fucking kangaroo to fucking skull fuck you.
Duly noted. As he just kind of like holding the bridge of his nose walks away.
Well, ladies, as entertaining as this has been, I believe my pizzas are ready, so I'm just going to go take him and try to teach him some manners. And she'll pat him, Raimi, on the shoulder.
Raimi is already like kind of evacuated from this situation. Like after getting hit in the face that hard, like the second people were getting in between them and shit, he just kind of extricated himself from being physically present to be associated with that outburst.
All right, well, Sylvia will follow after him, and
Oh,
well, you took it like a champ.
yeah, I get that a lot. Yeah, you I haven't fully put together what happened, but frankly, I don't care. I think I got my answer. Oh, that hurt.
Yeah, they're I think they're gonna be just fine.
Yeah, I'm starting to believe that you're correct. I'm gonna. You head on back to the other two. I'm gonna go to the other side of this table and get this food.
So Sylvie will come out with the couple pitchers of beer and one of those basket of breadsticks balanced on an arm.
yeah, it's worth knowing if Charles is watching. Like, Cord, the second like Phoebe like clocked fucking Remy, my brain just completely blanked. Cora's like immediately walking over to them, like, you know, she was up, you know what I mean, like, poof. And then she starts, you know, walking over, you know, skirting past the tables. Charles is kind of like, oh, like he makes that oh, and the cub's like, holy shit. Then Cora like is walking over, and the one named Phoebe's ranting furiously in her face. They're both speaking Greek to each other. It's just, it's just so fast. Like Cora's like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Do you know what I mean?
Charlotte is sitting there
Yeah.
with her now empty mug propped on the table.
Yeah,
And
Raimi's
just
on,
like, holy shit.
Raimi's on the far opposite end of the bar, looking at the waitress like, you know what? I know how long pizzas take. Just give me a couple shots of whiskey.
All right, hon. They're nearly done. The shift just takes a while. You all right?
I'll be fine. You know, all I gotta do is walk the right direction, do a couple things, and 30 seconds is like it never happened.
Gives you the pat on the shoulder. Do you know what I mean?
He accepts it.
You know, Junkyard Dog just gives you this, like, you'll go over and see that guy kind of raises the glass as if I've been there, buddy. Do you know what I mean? That kind of nod as if I've been slapped like that before, man. It's okay.
Sometimes you eat the bar, and sometimes the bar eats you.
Yeah, it just gives you that, like, lifts up the whiskey glass, like, I feel you. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, no, she'll give you like that, like, oh, buddy. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and eventually she will actually come back with a proper like stein of a picture as well. And let's set down the pizzas right in front of you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And like all of Raimi's interactions with the bar, he's the type of guy, and you see the type of guy in the bar. Some people like leave it for a long time. Raimi's that guy who pays out in tips literally every go around, just so he doesn't forget.
Yeah. For the rest of you gang, I don't know. Like Sylvie's sitting there, like yes, do you know what I mean? Eating. For Charlotte and Mel, you can see these two, particularly this one. I'm going to shake. She is ranting at poor Cora, who's ran over there after she just punched one of the get like straight, like clocked him right in the nose. And like she is ranting at poor Cora's trying to keep up, and she's like, Phoebe, my Greek is not as good as yours. Do you know what I mean? And she's just fucking whew. But that's what you guys will see.
That was eventful really fast. And to explain the silence, I guess she'll nudge Mel like, you wanna, I don't know, check on that yeah, that looks rough. That looks a little rough. And once Sylvie has gotten back into range, it's, oh, hello, leans forward on the table to refill her mug because beer is being brought over.
Yeah, Charlotte will pour a beer.
So, what just happened?
I don't know how to talk to women, and Raimi has terrible timing.
Oh, so it was you? She kind of like looks
Yes.
over like, oh.
It was me. Though I might have thrown him under the bus for,
Oh.
saying he was concerned about them, and one of them didn't take too kindly to that and just popped him.
Oh. I feel like you got a tap coming in repayment. I'll just take this and just sits back with this lovely, fresh new beer. And it's just kind of that, well, this is about to go to its natural conclusion, probably.
Sylvia will look at Charlotte and just nod. Oh, absolutely.
Just throwing the occasional concerned glance over as the flailing and the ranting and the yelling continue. Like, ooh, that is you.
It's more
really?
aggressive. It's aggressive whispering. I'll put it like that. But you can just hear poor Cora's like, Phoebe, I can't keep up with you. It's slow.
That you really pissed them off. And actually, do I know who those are?
Nerees.
Yeah. It's like, oh.
They're the professional lesbian skater.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So it's like she's just sitting back with the beer like, well, if Raimi doesn't tag you for it. Ooh. Mary might sip, but that's none of my business. Assuming they don't just go after poor Raimi again. Jesus. Go. Make sure you, is doing the little, pointy finger gesture between 2 points. When they're done ranting, you make sure Cora knows what happened.
I will.
Jesus. And yeah, just sets back with that beer like, if someone's gonna get a knock, at least it better be the person who did the thing. Fuck me. Justice!
Raimi, for his part, finally comes back with the pizzas. He spent a wee bit of time in Glabro to get over what was an exceptional bridge of the nose cracking right cross.
Oh yeah, no, she hit you like full on straight in the face. And bah!
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he comes back with his nose knitted back up. Gets a little bit of a nod because, I mean, he took it like a boss. Good recovery.
Well, a certain amount of candor and furthermore control is in order during these types of affairs. He sets down the pizzas. It's all right. People are feeling a certain way. Water under the bridge.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of my fault.
I know.
I didn't think they would jump up like that, and I didn't think you would come over like that.
Oh, you looked like you were paddling the wrong way in the stream, and I was just coming to extricate you from the situation, but apparently that wasn't in the cards.
Yeah, I don't know how to talk to women.
I'm seeing that now.
I can't help the little snort that happens into her drink. It's
I'm sorry, I
just
shouldn't
funny.
laugh. God damn it.
Yeah, I don't know how to talk to women. Fucking
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
At
I
least
know
not like
that.
that.
Yeah, no, Raimi does not look like he is about to give the Arun retort to any level of frustration.
When Raimi
Just
gets
there.
ready to settle, Charlotte will actually pat the seat next to her. It's like get in my arm's reach so I can shove people. Essentially, Mama Philodox is here. You just sit here, buddy. So that he can have his beer and pizza in peace.
That's a cultural divide I don't think I'm going to be bridging anytime soon.
I wouldn't suggest it. In light of current
boy.
events.
It's the D10 of destiny.
Oh no. Oh no, what was it? I'm scared.
Cora manages to settle Phoebe down. Like, Olive starts leaving. Cora's like, no, don't, no. Down. Sit. Don't you dare. You can actually hear, don't you dare go and get her. Sit down. Both of you. I will handle this. Down. You know, she kind of finally gets like, even Char's like, oh, do you know what I mean?
Charlotte does go, whoo. Because, oh, look at that. Cora's taking charge. Little Alpha. So proud.
Then Phoebe sits down, does the that Jennifer Lopez sulk gif, you know, the farm soul, that one. Then Olive just sits down. And Cora just cracks her neck and just takes out that. Just puts her hands together and just starts to walk back over to Charles. You know, picks up her beer and just you know what I mean? And just cracks her neck again, walking back over to you guys.
Sylvie gets eye contact and that little spinny finger. Like, you might want to be facing that when it gets here. Kind of gesture.
Oh yeah. There is. She's not like shoving food in her mouth or downing a beer. She's just like, she just sipping, nodding, watching the train that's about to come in.
Raimi's sipping his beer like his name Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, Cora walk over. Cora's about 5'9", but she's built that you can recognize the Arun build. But she's got bright, big, curly hair. Like, oh, walks a bit firm. She's got about puberty too. It's nothing serious, but she'll kind of have got a very firm stare. She normally has very like happy sort of face, but it's very firm. And yeah, she'll go right up, like as like right up to your table. Like you can tell she's analyzing. It's like, who is it? Who is it? Is the Terminator analyzed? I'm assuming Sylvie's meeting her halfway. Or what's happening?
Yeah, Sylvie will get up to meet her, and just hold a hand out. Nice to meet you. I'm Sylvie Everson.
Which one fucked up?
Oh, that would be me.
Okay. She nods. Okay. You can try and dodge it if you want.
Okay. No, so it's fair's fair. Fair's fair. Raimi took one. Raimi took a hit. She'll take a hit.
That's only one damage. That was pretty pathetic. fucking damn punch. Not our greatest.
Man, Torna,
Mhm.
I'm gonna roll some dice. Cause it's not maybe not the greatest damage, but she can still play it up like it hurt more than it did.
Okay. I will roll Cora's perception because she might catch on to that. But we'll see. Let's
Yep.
roll. Make a roll first.
Okay. Oh boy, that's terrible. That is nothing.
She doesn't see it either, but I'm not sure how I roll with that.
Yeah,
Maybe it was so unconvincing that there was nothing to see. I don't know.
I don't even know how to do that. Fuck it. High or low, Heather?
Hi.
Okay, she doesn't notice. She punches you like bam.
And you still go, oof, ah, that, oh, my face. That smarts my face.
Cora just glares at you, you know. Eyes narrow a bit, and she nods to herself.
I have learned my lesson. I will keep my nose out of your business unless you bring it to me.
Well, they're not my kinfolk. I'm just making sure the one that they are doesn't come here and... Well, I'm the nice one. I'll put it like that. So, ask stupid questions and you get a stupid response. And she turns and, I mean, she does. She hits you with her hair, just and slap. She's walking back towards Charles.
Sylvie will look fairly apologetically at Raimi as she walks back to the table. Well,
Nice
that's
performance
dumb.
there. Academy Award winning, really.
Well, you know. Actually, I've got nothing.
Yeah, again, Charlotte can't help it. It just kind of gets out of her. Well, I will give you this. You guys were talking about accomplishments, and I dare say pissing off Cora is an accomplishment. So, I guess -1 to you because that's a bad accomplishment.
Are you kidding? That was the fastest I've ever seen somebody turn like a sunbeam into a death ray in my life.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm an expert at that.
Oh, you don't even know.
That being said, I think sooner or later one of them is going to get word back to whomever we were trying to avoid.
If you see a redhead with perfect makeup coming right for you, you're fucked. Flashes the thumbs up.
This is assuming I'm even in the area.
For what it's worth, she's looking at Sylvie because Sylvie has now copped.
Yep. Yep, I will avoid the redheads with perfect makeup.
I suggest preparing yourself with proper chiminage to an angry galliard and get some really good wine.
Ah.
You'll probably have to bribe someone to get it for you, or kind of points over to the bar, or bribe one of them in case they've got a good bottle of something there. But yeah, I'd stock up
Yeah.
on apology gifts there.
I'm going to get an earful about this tomorrow morning.
Oh, fortunately, bribery is one of the things I'm good at.
That's convenient and fortuitous.
Well, you don't grow up on a sept like I did. Without figuring out how to get people to do favors for you.
You know, speaking of your sept, actually, I know this is going to sound like a really random question. I assume you're really familiar with the gardens. You're a Theurge, and they're one of the few places I imagine need tending besides saloons. Really, all the colored trees.
I'm reasonably familiar, yes.
Oh, the last time I was there, they were gorgeous. Don't get me wrong, they were fucking gorgeous. The garden was amazing, but there was this red one, and it was looking a little sickly. How's it doing?
That one? Not sure what happened to it. I tried, but ended up being something a little above my pay grade at the time.
Is it getting worse?
Maybe? It didn't seem to be getting better.
There's just that kind of wincing expression. Sorry, it just kind of stood out. It was the only thing that wasn't just, like, I feel like verdant's almost the wrong word because it implies green, but it was the only one that wasn't, like the glow of life. So it just seemed odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I just did. Oh no, what else is happening? I'm scared. God damn it. Yeah, she just kind of nods and accepts that. Da-na-na. And were you able to hear all that, Meredith, by the way? I mean, I assume you're still sitting at the table.
Yeah, if you're at the table, it's a whole.
Yeah,
Even
so
though,
everything.
oh no, I'm so hurt. Yeah.
Oh, how could you possibly bestow such killing power upon my face? The bones will never be straight again, nor will I ever be able to feel pain. Truly, this area has been numb both to life and death from your mighty blow.
Rami, we saw it the first time, buddy. It's okay. You probably shouldn't be drinking on top of whatever the hell you drank the first time. Pats his shoulder.
Well, no, I was in Glabro for like a couple minutes, so the math evens out.
Fair. Oh, Jesus.
Why do I feel this sudden sense of dread?
Couldn't tell you? It glances around.
It's weird. It's like it's just this preternatural sense of fear
You should
for my person.
just stop talking. Just shh.
It's just like it's sinking into my bones right now. I'm just saying.
She's never gonna shut up.
They bring this on themselves.
What's happening? The glances at Mel. Bring what?
He should just concentrate really hard on his pizza right now.
Hey, Rami, look. A slice of pizza you haven't eaten yet.
And one soon to be conquered.
God damn
Echoes in
it.
the wind from like all the way down.
You don't even know from where.
Ha ha! Just like looks around like, what the fuck was that? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, is that what are you all doing then before I unleash something?
I mean, Meredith, were you actually listening when I asked about the tree?
Yes,
Okay, I wasn't sure if you had your headset on. I just want to make sure you at least heard it.
I did. And there was this look.
Charlotte is innocenting so hard because, after
So
all,
hard.
she does not want to upset baby Theurge. Other packmate Theurge is going to be upset. And there is so much woosah going through the link right now. Like, she probably doesn't know. We're going to talk about it.
It's like, it's fine. I'm fine. Everything is fine. It's fine.
It's fine. How's
We're
that
good.
pizza?
Fine. It's delicious.
Good.
It would probably be more delicious if I actually ate any of it.
You should consider that, caloric intake. Important. High metabolism. Sage nod.
Mhm.
This is all through the link too, so there's just like these thoughtful looks and little nods, and they're doing that creepy pack link thing where they're sitting right next to each other. Neither one's saying anything, but they're kind of nodding along with statements that
Their
are going
expressions keep
unsaid.
changing and their eyes are like darting back and forth and widening and narrowing. Fucking weird.
That is what's happening as she is trying to diffuse the one Fury she has any connection and potential influence over. What if you... Oh, Jesus.
We're all just happily eating and drinking, waiting for the hammer to drop.
Oh, she comes in. The doors don't fly open, but she walks in.
She walks
I mean,
in.
we're all outside. I hope she's
Mhm.
coming out.
Is attention? So you're saying the majority of the attention's on her at the moment?
Oh yeah, I mean, Cora looks over like, no. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. In which case, that was my blur roll. That's okay.
Fucking Remy runs for his life.
It didn't work. This
Oh,
is my
no.
stealth roll. It's
Stealth
much
is-
better.
Much better. Remy just like fucking vanishes, like poof. Under the table. Please be arrested.
Absolutely. There's no real other place to slink off in like an open beer garden. So that's the only place.
Remy is gone. Calliope comes in, and she is big. Not as big as Artemi, but much more bigger than Cora. And she'll walk over to Cora, like tilting her head to the side. Cora's like, "Hey, Calliope," let's pull, like tries to pull her down. Calliope just stands there like a fucking stone statue. The cub shits herself, like properly shits herself. She's like, "Oh," do you know what I mean?
Ooh, this one's not going to be a love tap.
Hmm,
Wait, are
Calliope-
the two kin still sitting there?
Yeah, they've sat down beside Cora, and like she, you can hear again from Atlanta. You hear everything that's going on. They're explaining the situation, but it's all in Greek. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. How did she know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's pretty much what's happening. She even whispers it like, holy shit, how did she know?
You can, Atlanta will know because Olive's like, I texted Neri, and Calliope's like, and I am the response. Do you really want Neri out here? Where she might kill somebody in a frenzied state? No. I am here to make sure that it's handled. No. That's what Melanthe will hear. But for Charlotte, it's just aggressive talking in Greek, and you're like, Jesus, this is more terrifying than anything.
Yeah, Charlotte's just like getting this answer to the pack link, and she's like, I'm not even mad. I'm pretty sure you're full of shit, but I'm not mad. For all I know, it is. Furies are weird. I love you, but you're weird.
Then Cora's like, then Melanthe will hear it. And Cora's like, where are you going? And Calliope's like, I'm going to get a drink. And she'll just turn and start walking by. She deliberately walks past. And Jesus, she looks like the death glare that the fucking looking over. Not at Charlotte, not at Melanthe. It's since you're the only singular get because Remy did the thing under the table. But Jesus fuck. That is like death incarnate just staring at you. She deliberately goes slow over and just glances, and then she goes to stand beside Junkyard Dog and will order a drink. Junkyard Dog's like, oh, hey.
Melanthe will actually, like, with the understanding that she's not the one even being looked at, will kind of like smile and raise a hand in a small hey. But she knows better than to try and be like an overt distraction by trying to go and reunite herself with her long lost roommate. So
Junkyard's like, hey, could I pull up a chair? I'll buy you whiskey. She's like, I don't drink whiskey. Of course you don't. He looks back at her. That's basically what you hear from the other side of the bar.
I can't tell if that is catastrophe averted or simply delayed. We'll find out.
For her part, Sylvie looks particularly braced for conflict, possibly for impact. Definitely for pain.
Calliope's like, Junkyard, why do you have a baby? They keep handing me babies.
God damn it. There will be a moment where there's a crooked finger for Sylvie's sake. Like, come here.
Yeah, she'll lean into Charlotte.
Considering you got a love tap, I'm not necessarily going to stop her because they need to vent. And man, you fucked up. Just don't forget, if you go belly up, it has to stop.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Just let her
Familiar.
go. Zip. Yep, she goes back to her Kermit the Frog beer sipping.
Eventually, as Calliope finishes slowly drinking, she even clink glasses with Junkyard, who seems more mystified that she did that. But like, oh shit, you can enjoy yourself. Just gives a hey, you know what I mean? He looks over at Charlotte, the file doc's not like, oh yeah, no, I see what's coming. But she'll finish it and just crack her neck and walk over to the table. For Remy, who's under the table, the boots, the doom. You know what I mean?
Dude, Rami is living right now what a lot of Metal Gear Solid players feel
Mm-hmm.
when they're under something that you can look under, and that person's like right there, and it's like,
Like you're like under the table and you see the boots just stop like about an inch, like in front of your face. You're like, oh, those boots.
don't breathe too loud, don't move.
And she just stare at the table. Which one of you is Sylvie Iverson?
Sylvie will stand up. That would be me.
You seem to have agitated my packmates kinfolk with stupidity and ignorance.
I apologize.
And I understand that when another one of my sisters confronted you over it, you faked a reaction.
Yes, there is not a good excuse for that.
Just like a head tilt. I have been asked by my alpha to administer proper course, and I'm sure with 2 Adrian Philodoxes here, they have already chastised you. Yes?
Yes.
Hmm. Then I'll only say this and keep it brief. One of our sisters has been killed in service to this sept. One of our sisters died returning one of your kin. To be mocked in this time shows more disrespect of your tribe than just of you. And one of ours is still out there. So, the next time I hear you rattling your tongue, I'll make sure that whatever squeaking sound is a death rattle. Understood? And fuck it, you rolled a certain thing.
Okay.
What's your willpower?
Wanna say it's 5?
When she says that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. You have the composure, just you dropped your knees, just you know, even probably now you're knocking over the table. You don't reveal Remy, thank God. But it's like Remy, you just see her, like, oh Jesus, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just
Say that as your message. Because that will be what you look like when I'm finished. And she'll turn and start walking out again.
And yeah, Sylvie will watch her go and just kind of wait for direction from Charlotte.
Yep, if nothing else, that is an angry Foster walking, and that is a Cleoth on the ground. Charlotte will wait until Calliope has fully departed. So there cannot be any gauge of disrespect. And we'll finally give her a nudge with the foot.
It
Kind
takes her
of-
a hot. It actually does. It takes you a hot minute to get up. You're like, oh, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, she'll slowly push herself up to her feet. Imagine it hurts her knees to do so.
Pretty much. You have to spend a gnosis to negate most of the effect, but it, like if you try, you're like, Jesus fuck. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'm off to a good start.
You're not dead. Which, all things considered, is probably lucky.
That's why it's a good start.
Oh, I assumed you were being sarcastic.
I was mostly.
She just kind of like looks like she's going to answer and then just reconsiders and starts drinking the beer instead because it's easier.
So do you think Raimi is literally gone? Kind of glances around, like just kind of scans the area because she figures if he was under the table, she'd know, right? I mean, it's right there. So she's just kind of scanning to like see if she sees his head poking around a corner somewhere.
Remy pops back into his seat. I'm resourceful.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah? Oh.
Right.
And what'd you fall on your knees like that? Did she give you a chop to the throat?
I am sure Calliope will show you at some point precisely why.
I'd rather not find out.
was surprisingly well handled, things considered. And look, the table's not completely broken. Finally sets the pizza back down. She wasn't sure if the whole thing was going over, so kind of dink. It could certainly have been worse. She kind of glances over. I'll take away the negative one, just for taking her lumps properly.
Oh, well, that's appreciated, Raya.
It is to be admired.
Sylvie will settle down into her chair and proceed to stuff her mouth with a couple slices of pizza.
Melanthe just like offers the beer because honestly, that helps more. Right? That's how that works.
Hey, if you drink enough of it, your face will be numb. That's sure to work.
Can't hurt.
For Sylvie, this guy just seemed kind of genuine. He gives you the like thumbs up, like you good, type look. It's quite genuine. You know what I mean?
There's a nod, and she'll give a slow thumbs up back. Not very enthusiastic, just like she puts her hand up and raises her thumb, like, hey.
He just gives her the kind of nod. He seems content. You know what I mean? He leans back and like finishes whatever meal he was eating. But yeah, from Melanthe, you can see Calliope took the kinfolk home. Essentially, it's like out. You know what I mean? Point.
Yeah. Well, it seems like a good idea. They are uncomfortable, and
Mhm.
now there's been a kerfluffle.
Yeah,
Seems like a
Cora
good time
bumbled.
to take
Cora
them.
bumbled after her. She's like Calliope. Do you know what I mean?
We'll take them somewhere nice and quiet to get drunker if necessary, but amidst the protection of people that won't bother them.
Yeah, no, Calliope and Cora kind of like, come on, guys. You know what I mean? That type of thing. So it's just Charles and the cub who's chatting at him inanely, and he's just like, I'm not answering that. I'm not answering that. I'm not answering that.
Is Evelyn suddenly a flurry of excited questions?
Yeah. You see Junkyard still sitting there like, ooh, boy. He always takes a long drink.
Hey, speaking of which, Charlotte Rye, you've been here a long time, right?
Reasonably so. Why?
Reasonably so. Do you know who the lady who kind of acts as a dual bartender and waitress is? You know her, any?
He like squints over to see who's there.
This little lady, that is, let me just get my kinfolk list up again. That is Helga Nielsen.
I see if I can.
She is
Find
there
her.
in your 20 thing. You didn't get a finish section of the kinfolk at the set.
Ooh. Yeah, that's Helga. Helga Nielsen? Getkin.
Well, that's it's good to know.
Yeah, I think she initially got sent over when Runefur was setting up, but she just never moved down to the other side. Kind of gives a shrug.
Kind of a ain't that something? And you can tell, Charlotte, because you've seen this a million bajillion. In fact, every fucking woman at this table can tell when a man's getting misty-eyed when you mentioned a girl, and he's like not mentally with you for a good 15 seconds, before he's finally just like, what were we talking about?
You are not even remotely subtle. Not even a little.
Look, I'm not saying I'm.
Are you eating that?
You can have it.
I'm pretty sure, at least based on internal monologue, we were talking about those baby blues. Sparks
Oh.
over her beer.
Look, I was just saying it's kind of interesting the way our personal narratives seem to match up. Kind of a curious thing, but I don't exactly want to be a guy who jumps into things before he's got much of an idea of them or they have an idea of him.
Hey, Torna, do I have any idea if she's attached to anyone?
Yeah, no, I mean, you haven't seen her with anybody. Some people have tried. It's just, it's kind of like Dave.
Well, like, is anyone holding the claim either, like family protective or anything?
Family, no. Since she moved out here, no. Like,
I
people keep
mean-
an eye on her, that type of shit, but
I mean, of
Mm.
course.
but no, there's no one directly claiming her.
I mean, I'm just saying.
You could just ask. It works for me.
It's a little different for the male side of the coin, but thank you for the advice.
It's called politely inquiring. And knowing you, she kind of like turns a squint, just a little bit of the up and down eyes. You'd probably just tell her to tell you to fuck off if she didn't like you. So, I mean, I'm not seeing the
Look,
lose part of this.
I'm just saying it's a little passe for a guy to hit on a bartendress while she's at work.
I mean, isn't it kind of weirder to meet her at the bar and then find her someone else just to do it? It's not like she can't put two and two together. And it's not like this is some workplace that she has to clock in and out of. She's just giving her time and labor to the nation.
I mean, if
Huh.
you like, we could just ask for you with
You know what? I'm about done with people doing that for me in any capacity
Fair.
towards anyone of the female variety.
You could try, something really crazy. I'm just going to put this out there. Really crazy. Like just having a normal fucking conversation together.
All right. And Raimi seems to be sensing where the consensus of the table is heading here.
You are
He's like,
surrounded
"Alright."
by women. They're all going to keep pushing forever.
He straightens himself out, puts in a piece of mint chewing gum he's gonna fucking regret in a minute.
Melanthe has full stop, stolen the pizza that he was eating.
The whole fucking thing.
Gonna eat that raw.
It's hers now.
You've learned well from me, young Padawan. Straighten out his jacket a little bit. Yeah, this matters with this beat up jacket. I'll straighten it out. It's how I look extra slick. He'll start heading. Yeah, I got you with that one.
Just
Jives up there. Like, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, Junkyard's still sitting at the fucking bar stool, just, eating the peanuts, drinking on quite heavily. She's like, another one? And he's like, yep. She's like, okay. Passes it over, slides it over.
Kind of looks at Junkyard like, Jesus, that guy can drink.
I
And
mean, he's not exactly oh, hey! He's got that, whiskey lean, you know what I mean?
oh yeah, if a tree falls in the woods, can anybody freshen its beer? So, oh my god,
She'll look over. She's like, what can I do you for, Ron?
Get another beer, thank you.
Just nods and heads over to the fridge and, does it. And she, clicks the fucking bottle cap off and pours it into a glass, slides it over.
Appreciated. I'm Raimi, by the way, Raimi Olsen.
She nods and gives, a friendly little smile. Pelka.
Helga, it's nice to meet you, Helga.
From
From around here?
No, I moved down a couple of months ago.
Yeah. Well, I'd say I know the feeling. I've been here for a little less than a week.
I get the vibe.
That obvious, huh?
Oh, yeah. You're not necessarily.
Well, try to keep it chipper. It's really the only way to get along down in Nevada.
kind of, pour herself a drink and take a shot of it. I mean, look at them over there, Surly.
Looks like Charles.
Charles is the most sturdiest fucking expression on his face.
Like,
It's like,
He
stop
thinks he's
him.
being regal, but he looks like he's about to take a shit.
He thinks he's being regal. It looks like he's gonna fucking punch fucking Evelyn to like through a wall. He's like, I'm not answering that. I'm not fucking. Turns like, I'm not answering. He's like, jeez, Charles. But will you though? You know what I mean?
That is, well, that's a powder keg waiting to go off.
Oh, Charles is nice.
Yeah, he's a good guy, believe you me. My
I
first
heard
impression with him wasn't the best.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard you and him got in a cuddle fight.
Believe it or not, I did not. As nice as he is, elect that. I was thrust into it.
Oh, I bet
Um,
you wanted to jump on his perfectly cuddly abs. I bet.
I was trying to keep a particularly perturbed Adrian from beating poor old Abel to death, and it turns out that she was both strong enough and angry enough to bounce me directly off of her shoulders without even trying.
That sounds like an Adrian. She pours in herself another glass. Probably
Yeah,
poured one for
definitely.
Joker, and he's like, "How come my lady?"
Just the second it's like big angry woman, ha ha ha, our Timmy's still at it. Like, all in all, things got patched over, though gotta say that whole thing gave me a bit of a scare.
Right when Big Angry number 2 came in.
No. She does cut an imposing figure when she enters a room.
Mm-hmm. She loves pineapples though.
Pineapples.
Mixed with vodka, pineapple juice and vodka.
Huh.
It's usually what I give to her. That's what she asked for.
Oh, it makes sense why I gave it to her then.
She'll lean over. I convinced her it was some sort of like fancy cocktail, and she seemed very intrigued.
I mean, as long as she's happy, right?
I mean, I didn't know what she put down her money and was like, "Here, I have a pineapple. What can you make from a pineapple?" And I had to think on my feet.
Looks like you did well. Juicing a pineapple's not exactly easy.
I've worked in bars before.
Yeah, where at?
Oh, up north, like Toronto.
I was gonna say further north than here, and you're about in Canada, and seems like I was right on the money.
Mm-hmm. Toronto. I came down. I kind of had to avoid a few places. You know how it is. Certain families.
Yeah, I know all about that.
But no, I got set up here. I was gonna head down south, but nah.
And it's funny you say that. I got brought up here because there was a so-called Great Call North going on. I went up to Rochester, and they sent me this way.
I hear Rochester's pretty cool though.
It is pretty cool. I didn't have a lot of time, but they have like an entire village going on there.
I just ain't the type to sell out a farm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can understand that instinct.
That's frontier country. Besides, people here are more interesting.
You were definitely correct about that. I've never seen so many tribes in one place.
I've seen a couple. Toronto's got a big. You haven't met the Wendigo yet. Whew, rolls her eyes like, whoo.
No, the only encounters I ever had were with the Uktena.
Oh, I'd say they're just as bad.
I completely agree with you. They are terrifying people.
Oh yeah.
Running around, you don't even get the luxury of knowing they're coming till it's about too late.
Oh yeah. So, you asking for the thing?
And quirks his
Revolver.
brow.
Most of the get have come up and talked to me because I'm the one Abel is using to wrangle all the people over for the. Not Abel, sorry, Felix. So many fucking families. Shakes her head.
I'm working with one of the Trimmidsons. I normally with the Ulrichs inside, but they've got a plan. They've got some guru on it. I'm assuming you're one of them, right?
Supposing I was.
Well, I would tell you. She reaches under the fucking bar and she slides over a piece of paper. Head over to there around this time. They're all those who are involved are all meeting up there to go over a final run through of things.
He tucks it into his jacket.
And well, provided you well, you know what I mean, unless you're getting more drink tonight, provided I'll probably see you then, and well, let's hope you do well.
And supposing I do well.
Yeah, I mean, you're good with you good with bikes or cars?
Sadly, I'm normally an on-foot type of person, but I can adapt pretty quickly.
Have you ever driven a car before? I'll put it like that.
Yeah, I've driven a car.
Oh, well, then you're gonna. Yeah, no, you're fine. She kind of throws her hand up. I was just expecting the typical get a Fender's Lancer, which is I don't need a car to kill my enemy.
Well, I'll put it this way. There are a lot of miles of just fucking... and he takes $1, puts it in nothing, of just absolutely nothing in Nevada, and you aren't getting far without a vehicle.
No, makes sense. I mean, up where I am, I know it's Toronto, but I used to live out like really far out. I mean, if you didn't have a car, you were fucked. So, it's me. You ever met the Shalinin? I know he's pretty freaky, but one of the close ones isn't on this. He's one of the kinfolk.
Like I
You heard
said,
of him?
I haven't been here that long.
Coulsons are like they're like the Trimidson hitmen, essentially. You get me?
Yeah, I'm following.
He's got the connection. One of the Trimidson kinfolk is organizing it, and we've got a couple of guru backing us up. So far, it's going to be well, obviously you. You know Ragnar?
Nice guy.
Yeah, no, good with a gun. Points over to Charlie boy.
Ravy's looking like Charles.
I mean, Maroon. And his pack is one of the most experienced city packs, so in terms of running and gunning, so this is literally his shindig.
Well, hopefully things go smoothly then.
You ever robbed somewhere before?
Building, no.
We'll explain more at the thing. We're not going to talk about it ahead. You lean over. It looks like, you moved away from Junkyard, which is leaning forward. It's nothing. These aren't innocent people, okay? Pull it like that.
Hey, we're not talking about anything out here. I'm just a young man hitting on a pretty lady.
Oh, kind of ruffles some of the short hair. Okay.
He does not give her like the obvious wink.
Wank. Well, we'll see how that goes after you do the robbery.
I look forward to it.
I hope people perform well. Otherwise, that cuteness is going to go to waste. She's like, smirking as she goes to get herself a little beer.
Well, I'd hate to see that happen.
Looks over. So would I. I'd be disappointed.
Oh. Guess I'll be seeing you later.
Gives an incline of her head. Yeah. Come. It's about in a day's time, so don't worry about it. We've plenty of time. If you've got any, stuff that you can use, bring it with you. We'll need to see what we're all carrying.
Will do.
Gives a smile like, well, all right.
And Raimi heads off and it's a little like, girl, talk to me. But otherwise, like, this is heavy shit and I don't 100% know what I'm getting into, but a girl, talk to me. He'll head back to the
he
group.
starts to pour another beer for Junkyard. He's like, give me another one. She's like, take it easy now, honey, Yeah, you sit back down with that dopey, like, the female spoke to me.
More. And for what it's worth, during that point where the two of them kind of sidle to keep talking, that's when Charlotte will finally kind of get up from her spot. I mean,
take her near empty. Well, nah, she'll refill her beer from the pitcher and take it with her. But essentially come to approach from the other side, so the two youngins can keep talking, but come around to plop over on the other side of good old Den Daddy.
Look over. Hey, it's you. One of the cubs I raised. I cannot remember your name, but I know it begins with a C.
Hey there, Big Papa Wolf. You deep in the cups there?
I am fine. Why wouldn't I be?
I could think of a litany of reasons, but Charlotte kind of leans down to look at him.
I didn't
Like,
recognize the
hey.
scar in your face. Don't worry about it. Pats her head.
And let's see. If she's gonna get in there, especially when he's already drunk, she probably doesn't want to do it right out in public. He drinks primarily whiskey, doesn't he?
Oh yeah. He drinks whiskey. He was known to drink with rides as well. But mainly Moon on Snow, Shadow's Web where he's drinking, but rides, Moon on Snow and Shadow's Web were the party that used to drink together.
Come on, I got a good bottle of whiskey back at the house.
What, you gonna take me home? What the fuck? What? Whoa.
Oh, Jesus. You're
What is
practically
this?
my dad.
Yeah,
Make
I
it
know.
weird.
That's why it's weird. Why? Besides, I like the bar. It's nice. It's comfortable. I got peanuts. It holds up the peanut thing like that.
All right. She just settles on a seat. So you're holding up okay?
Me? I got 2 cubs to raise, and I got 2 missing pack. I've got Lena up my ass, and everyone else looking around like they're dopey. So, oh yeah, no. Being the sole child of Guy on Sept is a great day.
So, absolutely fabulous then.
Mm-hmm. Takes a firm, knock back of that whiskey, like, oh, Jesus.
You know what? She'll if are the two of them still talking
Who?
off to the other side? Or
Yeah,
did
I'll
they
say
end up parting ways?
I'll say it's happening just as you come over, that type of vibe. You know,
All
you
right.
said you're gonna give them a few minutes, so I'd say you could come over while they're still talking.
She'll reach back into her pocket, make sure she pulls out some cash. And is there I assume the whiskey bottle's near at hand because he's been going steady.
He has gone for 1 already.
Yep, she will just reach over and stuff the cash on the counter so she doesn't interrupt the conversation, and paw around until she finds a shot glass and just snag the neck of the bottle.
I'll put it like this: he drinks Tennessee whiskey as well.
Oh God. Yep, she's gonna join him. Yeah, she'll just pull the bottle up where they can reach, pour herself one, and refresh his.
All right. You're drinking Collier and McNeil Tennessee whiskey, which is like, oh, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, she will. I imagine the first couple she'll be okay on because her stamina is pretty good. But yeah, it's one of those things where she will knock it back and just kind of like that whew expression because man, she doesn't usually go for the whiskey. Not her drink of choice. So there's just kind of that whew.
That kicks you in the balls, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Jesus. Like getting punched in the mouth.
Exactly. Reminds me of staying on a get a friend recept.
It's pretty apt.
So what you want, girl?
Just checking on Papa Wolf. Why not?
Are you here to ask me something?
I can't think of anything that people wouldn't already ask you, and well, you really want the same series of questions over again?
I don't know, Father Doc. Does that train you right? Does he like take, is pouring himself one?
Oh, that little look, like the scandalized look. Pours herself another because you know what? She deserves the next kick in the mouth for that. Yeah, she pours it. She dutifully takes it, and again, just kind of like, oof, Jesus. Again, I deserve that one. Jesus. As she kind of glances over. Can you hear anything off him at all?
I managed to get word off perfectly midway through it, which means she tells me she's still alive. Shadow's Web, nothing.
I don't know. They seem like the type where if they'd killed him, they would have shut it off.
Like I said, his was a sharp cut. Perfidy's was a gradual, painful process.
Well, if he's sharp as a fucking knife, she probably saw him coming.
Yeah. Probably did.
And she kind of eyeball him for a second, because Jesus, this fucking whiskey, but still only 2 shots in. How sloppy is Dendaddy actually now that he's actually talking?
Drunk, but he's not messy. I'll put it like that. He's not falling around the place. He's just I will put it like this. He's definitely drunk, but he's not like I'm on the verge of dying. You know what I mean? No.
He's not falling off his fucking stool,
No.
which is good.
It's probably a testament to how fucking heavy he drinks this shit.
Considering he's gone through a bottle, yeah. Yeah, his
Yep.
tolerance is admirable, even.
It's almost like he has a certain merit.
Shh, you get out of here with that jib jab. But yeah, she will, just continue dutifully pouring until it gets to the point where he might be able to pour better than her. But for now, she can pour. What'd you hear?
Yelling, shouting. She was trying to fire off a location, but she got hit so fucking hard she couldn't see properly. His was just a lag up. Gone.
And you haven't been able to hear him since?
Nope.
Shit.
I know what that is. I'm sure you're well acquainted with that, Phelan.
She just kind of shakes her head. If they'd... These guys are assholes. If they had, they would have shown it off.
Who knows?
And I know people talked before that there were, I don't know, some way to keep a link quiet. I know someone was trying to do it. Might have figured out how. And if one of us could do it, anyone might be able to do it.
Yeah, I hear that, but I know what that sound is. I know the difference between a packmate being knocked unconscious and then a packmate dying, Charlotte.
It's a grimace.
I know Perfect is still alive, and I'm pretty sure George is dead.
Yeah, she slams another shot back.
You know, Me and George, the Alpha, Moon on Snow. And we were the first people to come to this place.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was only young. Alpha was in. Yeah, I was still Athro by that point. Moon on Snow was still young enough, and George was still young enough. Yeah, we set up this place. Well, it was already kind of in the process of building, but we kind of, you know. I could have gone for Athro, but I said, you know what? Adrian's just fine for me. Never really cared for it. He used to be in a Pac-Man with the Alpha's girl. He used to have a daughter, you know.
I think I've heard about her.
She died up in New York.
Oh,
I was there. I didn't join him. I refused to.
she kind of glances over.
Child of God, no girlfriend.
You're up there for New York?
I didn't go into the main battle, no. I went up there to figure out what the fuck was going on, and so did she. And she joined in. She was always hot-headed like that. Me, I tried to do what a fire dog does and what a child of unicorn does, and try to figure out where we could broker peace. Because this was us killing each other or something was for nothing, you know?
Wasn't it all over one girl?
Yeah.
I remember the story.
Let's just say I tried to play diplomat with both sides, but by the time I got there, by the time I was up in Sept of the Sentinel. I was trying to convince them not to make a full go of it. By the time I got down to Green, oh, they had attacked.
She finally kind of like reaches up, kind of runs the fingers through her hair a bit. Just kind of that distracted, kind of half combing it out of her face thing.
I didn't stick around after that. I didn't want to. I just made sure I brought her home.
Sorry.
Then you can be sorry for, girl. You weren't even around then.
I know. Jesus. Is there any... I feel like there's not a single sept I've been to. I wasn't involved in that. Didn't feel it.
There were some people who joined on the side of Gleaming Eye, and now the Get them went with them. There were some who defended it. It was a big thing. Because what happened afterwards made it even bigger.
Yeah, the hellhole, right?
Yeah. So, I lost another 2 people during that. Matter of fact, the only one who was left out of my original pack at that time is Moon on Snow.
Was he there too?
He wasn't there for the war. That old piece of fuck came after. He came for the hellhole. Peered out of the fucking umbrella. Big motherfucker. Me, him, George, Alpha. We went over there in parts of Norway for a bit. But mainly what Marcus wanted, he wanted peace. Now eventually, most of the Fianna helped close that problem. Hell, one of the main person's daughters is right here. I raised that girl. The same as I raised you.
I know. It's kind of weird when you put the history lesson together with it, but yeah.
But I'll put it like this: Marcus and I, moved on Snow and George, we started to develop the Septier. We went back to New York. Marcus never told me why we were going, where we were going. And he walked up to a guy, pulled out that. You ever seen what that big Viper is? The pistol?
She shakes her head.
Oh, Jesus.
Gets a little bit of the big eyes, like this is like Den Daddy telling her a story all over again. It doesn't matter that she's an Adrian, it's just like, ooh.
He carries the Warhammer around for sake, but back then he used a machete and a gun. And his fucking holds up a fist. He walked up to the guy and shot him straight in the square in the head. Then, after that whole hullabaloo calmed down, we went over to Two Harbors. Met with a big guy over there. Carried the head right in. Set it down in front of him. And said, this is the proof that he wants peace, and this is the only life he'll take from those who fought. That was the guy who killed his daughter on the battlefield. That's how serious he was to committing.
Oh.
Now, don't get me wrong, the big guy over in Two Harbors is no joke either. But I get do weird things.
I mean, all you've ever taught us about Two Harbors is not go near it.
I'm better off with there. They lost a lot, we lost a lot. No sense in making things worse. They realize what happened, what they involved themselves in, and I think part of them feels guilty for it. Hell, a lot of us feel guilty for killing our own kind. And it's just weird to see people fighting over the same things that we thought we were all trying to change. Part of me likes to think that George, if he still is alive, would slap everybody upside the head.
For what?
Fighting each other. It was a ragabash. What you think he was gonna fucking do? Hold hands and sing Kumbaya?
No.
But he's died just like the rest of my people died, fighting for the same thing that we all were trying to stop. Puts it into perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, not really giving us a choice, are they?
New York didn't give us a choice either. Then again, we didn't give them a choice. Did we? In war, you don't get choices. You just get actions.
Yeah. I guess so.
So you better look at your cleats over there. As bright-eyed and innocent as they are. You better hold on to them. Because the next action,
Fingers.
everything slips through everybody's fingers at some point. But the ones who make it, and the ones who don't, you gotta make sure they have go the right way. Because not everyone's gonna make it. But Johanna girl,
Takes a long drag with a whiskey drink. Coughs a bit like.
Yeah, she'll take another too. It's
She
like
was a-
autopilot.
She was a cunt. I'll put that mildly.
Yeah.
But she died the right way. She died as one of us. Same as Juno. And Juno, don't get me wrong, Juno, as much as I adored that little girl when she grew up,
Had a bad time of it.
but she still died as one of us.
Yeah.
And in the end, that's all you can do for some of them. Doesn't mean you're being cruel to doing it. But I know if I'm gonna go out there and die, I would rather know that I'm dying for people who will make sure that I'm dying for the right thing.
She's gonna take another, and I'm finally gonna roll because that is more shots than she has dots of stam.
What did you do?
It's a fail, not a botch.
Oh yeah, no, you're feeling it. Your head's starting to swim. Like,
Oh, that was. Ooh, that's the one I'm gonna regret right there.
you know, I think you're all that's left of my original love from your year.
It's a bit of a bobble, but she nods decisively. She's very aware. That's
Oh,
the fact of it.
yeah, I know. Maria just graduated before you. No, you're the last one.
Yep.
Hmm. You want to know?
Not too
You
much
want?
to do.
You want to know something, Charlotte? I'll tell you this because you're old enough.
Okay.
I remember every single one of the faces. Not the names. The faces. Sure, somebody will tell me their names, Galliard's job, and all that. I just remember the faces.
There's kind of a almost a probing look. Like it feels like there's more to that statement, but
The ones I do get to see live on. I always look at their faces again.
it's a bit of that kind of tipsy smile.
Now go on, honey. Patzer. You're not able to be drinking with the likes of me. Go on. Go back to your friends.
I will practice, she states as she gets the thump thump and kind of does that thing where you don't like so much jump off the stool as kind of like, phew, oh, I'm on my feet. Like kind of slide there.
Go on, Missy. Go home. That's an order.
Yes.
Maybe a big bad Adrian, but I've been drinking a lot heavier than you, so that makes me an elder to your authority. Now go on, get.
That checks out.
You turn and just rub his grizzled graying beard.
She like kind of like, oh, but before I do, and she leans over, and you know what? She's probably done it a million times because he has been the the middle ground on like 80 fights between her and Lena when she was a cub. I'm sure there's many times that she has hugged him. And yeah, she leans back over and I mean, again, she's not sloppy yet. She's just, man, she's feeling it. And Jesus Christ, that whiskey is Satan. But she still leans over and gives him the kind of that kid hug up around his big shoulders. He's still sitting up on the stool and she is on the shorter side.
Look over at her. Go on. You're getting messy. Go on. I raised you better than that.
Oh, you haven't even seen Messy. She turns. That could get. Ugh. Go in. She kind of weaves her way like roughly back over to where she left the others, and in her search for pizza, which Melanthe is probably completely consumed.
She saved a slice.
Aided by Sylvie. There's that one slice.
Melanthe smash.
There's that one sacred slice that's been set aside. Yeah, she comes back.
There's clearly a piece of pepperoni missing off of it though. Like there's just this naked spot. in the
This
middle.
single spot.
Yeah, she weaves back over and Adrian or no Adrian, hey look, it's the pizza. And she plunks down there and it's, I am eating this, essentially, is the attitude. She plunks down, this is my slice now, and just starts hoovering. In the meantime, though, Sylvie and Mel were left unattended for a prolonged period of time.
Yes,
And
yes, they
so
were.
was Raimi.
And for her part, Sylvie mostly seems to be keeping her mouth occupied with beer or pizza or, hey, look, she got one of those kebabs that's uncooked and is just popping pieces of raw meat in her mouth.
Like you do.
Mm-hmm.
Like you do. There's a period of silence broken by intermittent chewing, but it will calm down after a little bit. Melanthe at some point does glance over to how much Charlotte is drinking and gives Raimi the beer pitcher back because one of them needs to stay sober.
Meanwhile, Raimi's just like, beer, beer, beer. I like beer. It's a lot easier to drink here when you don't instantly get dehydrated. Do, 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 do.
And she will eventually kind of nod to Sylvie since Raimi's clearly occupied. Besides, his brain is on the bartender, so there's really no getting him back right now. So, I hear you're from Wisconsin?
Yes, that's right. Down from the Court of Wisconsin, actually.
Beautiful place. I've been.
Oh, it's wonderful down there. Sylvie will hold her hand out. I'm Sylvie Iverson, deeded Blood on Snow, Crescent Moon of the Geta Fenris.
She will kind of wipe pizza grease on whatever is handy that is hopefully not her pants. Melanthe Stratenaiki. The fire of the earth. Born on two legs. The urge of the Black Furies. I would apologize for my tribe mates, but I feel that would be both not genuine and perhaps misleading. You have not dealt with many Black Furies before, I think.
No, I haven't. And not generally comfortable with people.
I am sometimes better at talking to spirits than people myself, but it would probably be
a good idea in the future, especially on a sept such as this one where there are so many pitfalls. To spend some time observing people.
Sylvia will nod.
Instead of talking to them and tripping over your mouth.
What would you suggest is proper recompense in this situation?
I don't think any of us ever turned down wine, but it is always good to make gestures of change when mistakes are made. There are spirits of wisdom, spirits of what is the word? Communication? Some of them are more given to polite talking than the other magics that we deal in. And it is not unreasonable to speak to one of them and perhaps offer some kind of chiminage. Not specifically for the two whom you upset, but for yourself as well. Chiminage of growth rather than punishment, if that makes sense. I don't mean this as an insult, just... She kind of like reaches up and runs her hand through her hair. My mouth gets me in trouble too. So,
Sylvia will nod. You said your name was Melanthe?
Mhm.
Ah, Charlotte suggested I seek you out.
she mentioned that you might know some talents that I would find interesting, and we can compare.
Sylvia will reach into a medium-sized hand-woven bag at her side and pull out a small crystal.
Or
Have
she'll
you
kind of
ever-
like lean in with elbows on the table.
Have you ever seen one of these before?
That is a good question. She will examine it.
Looking at it, it's you can tell it's a small crystal, and it almost looks like there's a small source of light caught inside it. Very dim, almost like moonlight.
Maybe I think I've heard mention of them.
That is a moonglow, Talon.
I have heard of them. You would think, well, with all the Luna spirits in the court, that would certainly explain how you know how to make them.
Oh yes, they're quite plentiful, quite helpful. Fortunately,
were.
I only have
Um,
the one left.
May I ask what is required to make more?
You need a crystal to hold the blessing. And a loon. Only a loon can empower a moonglow, Talon.
There is a logic to that. Is it the crystals or the loons that you're having trouble finding?
Loons.
They are less plentiful down here. Perhaps because all of them are at court.
Perhaps.
I had never seen a swarm like that before. 2s and 3s, yes, but is there a
Oh.
reason you cannot visit to go get more?
You mean down south?
Of course. And you are free to tell me to ask different questions or be quiet entirely if I have said something stupid.
I am here for a reason.
Of course.
I've not been here long. Going back now is like disobeying orders and spitting in the face of my uncle.
I feel that would be a terrible plan.
Raimi chokes on his fucking beer.
Breathe. Breathe
He
air.
fucking slaps Melanthe in the fucking shoulder like the way people do. And he doesn't directly gestures at him, but he like, I'm a fucking drunk asshole. Head bobbles his head over the scene there. I was like, do you know who that is?
Which scene is he asking about?
Like, it is the people who have come to aid Junkyard in his time of wobbling. It's like, look, all right, there's this thing. It's like the best invention ever. It's this wall of people who are like Adrian and above. That's Moon on Snow, and that's the Alpha the Sept. And I only know that because of the blessed wall of pictures. Moon on Snow's picture's just him eating a moose. He's just laying on it, eating it.
That sounds accurate.
Probably killed it his damn self.
Probably.
And they are here in this building like, I don't know what to do.
Pretend you don't see them, unless they direct their attention towards you, and then behave as you would appropriately to individuals who could kill you if they sneeze too hard.
Raimi just looks back to the pitcher of beer he's been treating like a mug.
Sylvie is watching Raimi's fanboying with amusement. But her eyes keep flicking to Moon on Snow because holy shit, that is a massive lupus.
He's big. Big boy. Pads up alongside, the Alpha, and nudges Junkyard. Like, you can see him just staring like, He's like, I know you big hairy fuck. I'm coming. The Alpha just like, come on. You're drunk again. Come on.
For now, they have business, and I would not interrupt it, even to pay respect.
I am not stupid enough to go over there.
She just reaches out and just pats him on the head. Good choice.
Charlotte finally seems to zone in and is like, oh shit, look, it's the Alpha.
And Moon and Snow is eventually like just not gruffly pulling Junkyard, but he's kind of like move, doof, doof. That dog lean.
Headbutts, mouthing, more
Mhm.
headbutts. Paw,
The Alpha
paw.
turned to everybody. Now everybody keep calm. Everything's all right. Your damn father's just had a bit too much whiskey, and everything's fine. In fact, click his fingers over at poor Helga, who's like, "Oh, why don't you buy everybody in here some of that whiskey on me? How about that? So everybody, I want you all to be working hard. Get our people back. And while we got them and we celebrated, work's not fucking done yet. Because there's still more people out there. Black Fury, Get Offenders, Glasswalker. So while you're all drinking now and enjoy it, remember you got work to do." Look around, to see if there's anyone protest. You know what I mean? It's that kind of like, And again, for the new players, this guy is got the beard, the kind of combat boots, rugged, but you see it across his arms are like intersected with fucking scars and shit. This guy looks I would say early 50s, but Jesus Christ, he's still built like a truck. You know what I mean?
Charlotte almost immediately just kind of dutifully pops up, like, oh, going back to the bar now. And yeah, they've been told a thing. She going.
Yeah. Now that everyone is getting a shot of this delightful whiskey.
Yeah, the whiskey glasses are handed. He'll like even make sure they're all poured out. And I'm assuming you all partake in it, right?
When
Yeah.
we say delightful, is it delightful or is it delightful?
I'll put it like this. You don't have to roll stamina, but it's a like shark of it. It's a shot to the like. Oof, you know what I
Feels
mean?
like getting kicked in the mouth.
That's
Mhm.
Deep dip.
delightful.
Sheep dip.
Yep.
We're
She will just
grateful.
hold up the shot and, kind of look over, make a gesture to the departing group, unless, of course, he goes to, like,
Oh, no, he
actually
waits.
say a thing.
Wait, so you all have a drink, each one of you,
Melanthe will salute with the shot.
and you all make the same like Aid ass face when you take the drink. Like, do you know what I mean?
God, how does he drink this shit? What is wrong with him?
I regret everything.
Y'all feel that? Y'all feel that burn?
That's
Bring me
over.
nod.
Mhm. Yep. So we just yep, nod. Yep, gentle.
Seen that on. It's like, ow.
Let me get the right picture for this motherfucker. There we go.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm. Give me 1 second while I make sure I'm rolling the right thing.
Oh boy.
Just gotta go to my gift list. All right. What's everybody's willpower? Just put them in the side chat for me there.
Gotcha.
This is a scary dice pool.
That's not accurate. I know I spent. Okay. But current. Unless you need perm.
It doesn't say, but I'm gonna go with current.
Key.
Gift's description is based on current stuff, so I'm gonna go with current. No, he has a scary dice pool for this shit.
I would hope so.
Okay, it affects everybody. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, no, it definitely does. So he'll turn and say very coldly, but it's got this crack of the neck in it. It's like, oh, you can even feel it. It's the way he stands, his big brow. You definitely feel like he commands the authority of an alpha. You know what I mean? He'll just turn. Now I want you all to feel that. I want you all to feel that bitterness inside you. I want you all to feel that. Because they came in here to your sept, took your people, killed your people. One of us motherfucking died getting one of these people back. Now I understand everyone wants to celebrate, and I get that, and I respect that. I'm happy my people are happy. But I want you to feel all that bitterness. I want you to do something about it. I want all of you, every last motherfucking one of you. I don't give a shit what your fucking excuse is. I don't care where you come from. But you're here now. Call and set the motherfucking hearts fire under my leadership, under my totem. And you will do every bit of the authority I give, which is get our motherfucking people back and put these motherfuckers into the ground. Because we survive. So I want you to taste that drink and that stinging feeling. I don't want it to go away until you put those motherfuckers in the ground and remind them what happens when Scepter Heart's fire is compromised. Am I on the motherfucking stood? You know, and his voice is, you know what I mean? It's like a growl. And for the Theurges, it's even a bit more of a growl because it feels, I'm gonna put it like this, it feels like the room is practically shaking. Like you even feel the kind of spiritual energy that resides out of his voice. It's like for the Get-Thieves especially, that is the person that commands very Fenrir authority to the highest nth degree, nearly.
Oh boy.
Well, you all motherfucking death! You know what I mean? And his voice even deepens like thunder.
Yeah, fuck it. Sylvie will throw her head back and let out a very primal, shockingly wolf-like howl.
Oh yeah, Charlotte's yelling. Yeah, you know, it's with all that kind of like hoo-ah kind of oomph behind it. I'm sorry for using that reference, but it's the only one I have. But it's still just that big kind of drunken oomph behind it. Yes, Raya!
I will, for the sake of not offending anybody ever, not try to pronounce this in Greek, but Belanthe just raises one fist up in the air and yells two phrases, which to anyone who's actually present that understands Greek translate as fire and blood and to the death.
I also can't pronounce this shit, but Torna knows what I'm doing in the side chat as it translates to axe time, sword time, shields are shattered. You know what I did, Torna.
I know
We've
what
both
you
seen
did.
Vikings.
I know what you did. That's more motherfucking like it. That's what I want to hear from a Get of Fenris. That's what I want to hear from a Black Fury. That's what I hear from a Fianna or a Glasswalker. Now drink your motherfucking drinks. And tomorrow you get out there and you get our people back. And when they come asking, when they're kneeling down in front of you, you tell them Scepter the Heart's Fire send them motherfucking regards. You just, nod, fuck it. He takes a drink of it himself and just will start, now pushes Junkyard goes flying out the fucking door. But for the next 3 weeks, actually, no, not next 3 weeks. For this scene and the next battle scene you guys in, you can feel that drive. So all willpower checks are at a -2 difficulty, and all frenzy checks are at a +2.
Oh shit.
And for the person with short fuse, that means you have roll regular difficulty for the next battle scene.
Oh,
Da-da-da.
that's nice. You know, I'll take it.
And then he pushes poor Junkyard. That Junkyard goes flying because she's like, "Rah!" You know what I mean?
Junkyard, like just lying in a heap, one fist in the air, like, yeah.
Fuck yeah!
Not gonna lie, there's a
Raimi's
second
over
roar.
there, like Raimi looks a little surprised at himself, given his normal demeanor. It's just like kind of looking at himself like, did I just scream fucking the thing from Vikings? Yes, I did.
You can, yeah. You call kind of leave, except for one thing. You know that pizza you guys have been like pittering in and out of?
Yes.
Oh.
The alphas, walking off, you know what I mean? And, with Junkyard, and Moon and Snow just reaches over the big maw and just pulls, you know what I mean?
Right,
walks
I
off
could
with it.
probably carry that for you. There you go.
You're right, you can probably... Stairs.
And he
Open
just
his mouth.
watches it walk away.
No, he's like, right, I can carry it for you. Moon and Snow stops, the big fur just stops padding, and then you turn, look at Remy, as he opens the mouth, the pizza just goes in, you know what I mean? And closes his mouth again.
Did he roll that thing up like it was a calzone? Yeah, he did. Okay.
The stairs.
Or not. Or not.
Then the wolf kind of pads over, sniffs a bit like...
Raimi's just over here like, his vision's based on movement.
It just nods, you know what I mean? Sniffs at, goes over, sniffs at fucking Sylvie.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
You know, just big long sniff, like, you know what I mean? You too. Seen you. I will be watching. Especially you, nudge Sylvie, which probably nearly knocks her over.
She'll like, oh yes, Raya. Absolutely.
Looks over at Remy and comes back over like pad, gets right this like the nose kind of boops right in front of his chest. And you look up. See you too.
Yes, Ra.
Bring back head. Make it strong. Then you will bite harder as snake. And pads off.
I have changed my mind on whether or not I'm getting drunk.
Bob is trying to process what he was just told.
Good.
Bring back head, make it strong, then you. Yeah, I'll think about that one.
Just pads off, you know what I mean? Pad after the alpha, wag, picks up and pulls off another bit of Charles's food, and Charles is like, that's okay. I didn't want it anyway. Just pads after the old. You can hear Junket, you can hear essentially the Southern outside. Like, go on, I'm getting. You know what I mean? They just seem to get more Southern around each other. And yeah, that's
So I don't know about you guys, but I think it's about time we all cleared out of here.
Probably, yeah.
All right, cool.
Did you really offer to carry the right Master's Pizza for him?
Yes, I did. I wanted to see what would happen.
And now you know.
Yeah.
Now
Charlotte,
I
like,
know.
leans in on the other side of Mel. She gets the arm drape, the drunk friend arm drape. I need Squint to do the best right of the questing stone later. I have an idea.
Is this a drunk idea or
No,
a sober idea?
Okay, I'm drunk, but this is a sober worthy idea. Sage nod.
I'm listening.
She like leans in, and I mean it's drunk whisper, so it's like, I know that it doesn't work on people.
Very true.
But Perfetti's arm isn't people. Like a point, like see, using my noodle point.
It could work. Worst case scenario, it doesn't, and then we are right back where we started.
I mean, worst case scenario, it's not still attached, but it could make for a trail.
We can try.
Firm nod. She kind of wobbles.
Well, it looks like you've got that. I'll see you all later.
Little wave. Like, hey, bye. Don't die.
I'll be seeing you both later as well.
Oh, I'm sure.
You
If
don't
you-
die too.
I won't. If you need me, I'll most likely be in the Umbra. I'll be relatively indisposed the next several days.
Firm nod.
Take care of yourself.
Oh, I will. And Sylvie will just slide her Moonglow Talon back in her bag and toddle off.
Raimi has long since slithered out, thinking about everything that's happened today. He met a pretty girl. He got punched by a pretty girl. 2 different girls in this case. Good sign. He nearly got slammed by a fucking Fury Rune. He's part of a heist. he met the scariest wolf on Earth, followed by the scariest man on Earth. He's had an eventful day in this bar.
Oh, and we need pokes.
Water?
We need no, we need damn it, Bob, I can hear you laugh all the way over here. We need anti-bullet talons. There's a lot of bullets. There's gonna be so many bullets. Sage nod.
I will have you repeat that once you are sober.
Mm-hmm. I already cheat when there's bullets, but you can't do that, and I don't think they can do that. But bullets bad, living good.
As a rule.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get you to bed.
Okay.
And she'll haul Charlotte up, like arm over her shoulder. She's already got the arm over her shoulder. She just kind of grabs it and stands up.
I mean, she stands up. She's not completely gone. She's pretty good. Pretty good. She can still walk. A mobilizing force is useful.
That's good because Melanthi's not really tall enough to like manhandle her properly.
No, she just kind of needs some guidance.
She is duly guided.
All right. Shall we call it there?
Yep.
All right, guys. I think it's time to say thank you, players, for playing, watchers for watching. Thank you, Torna, for being a pretty cool ST. And we will see you next time in This Life, the Double Secret Werewolf game.